Right. I'll admit what I've forgotten where we were at last time. More. I think still more greens. More greens, more space warpers, more whites. All the mores.
More everything.
More everything, yes. And less stuff on Dora World and more stuff sent to Dora World. But we already knew that. Just try click on anything. Am I definitely in version 0.8? Yes, I am. Lockdown day 6. I do look forward to being able to go into the new version because obviously we won't be getting the error message about the transport ships. And I've loaded the game up and I'm standing next to a chemical plant. Ah, right, yes, I remember now. We wanted more.
Wrong thing.
This things. Sorry. Do what thing?
No, wrong thing for me.
Did I click load game instead of multiplayer?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Why don't you see if the server's up?
I've got to unpatch or patch mine to a lower version.
Let me just go back. So I have a funny feeling I hit load, not multiplayer. Multiplayer, load game host, day 6.
Downgrade the version. Poop.
It's going very well, Luanshan. I spent the day looking at Unity's new input system, which is quite frankly the most over-engineered piece of student bullshit I've seen in quite a while. But that's Unity for you. Like, to the point where I literally had to message someone going, what does this code even mean? Like, it was using syntax I've never even seen before, let alone anything else. It's not, it's not that I can't learn, but when you're using syntax that obscure, I question, have you done it in the most user-friendly and understandable way you could have? Or are you a student fresh out of college and you're an idiot? Having had a look at it a little bit more, it appears to be option B.
Question join.
Clear to join, Shaka?
Joining.
I'm sorting out the Spooktober. If you're watching, please, instead of saying player during the game, at least put the name of them. That would be brilliant. A progress bar would be brilliant. Please, I cannot work on this directly, but if you want to talk to me about things, let's say for sake of argument, are you compressing the contents of the storage hoppers? Because at this point, this is a more developed world. And I am also, why is the network bandwidth so, yeah, actually, yeah, that was actually pretty quick.
Will join.
That was actually a bit more, normally I'm seeing it in like the 200 to 300k, but apparently it was a meg this time.
I'm guessing by that load right there, I shouldn't even bother.
No, that was sending it like a meg and a half a second. That's really high. Normally it's nowhere near that, but I wonder if that's just because I'd only just opened up the thing. It said it shouldn't matter. No matter how long it takes, you should not get kicked off the server. Like, that's not how it works. It should just keep sending you data. Doesn't matter, it takes an hour to join you in. I mean, hopefully it doesn't. I don't remember why we needed more carbon nanotubes, but I was making more carbon nanotubes. But yeah, I would be fascinated to know what optimizations you have done for the initial load and the joining, going to another world, because those are abominably slow, and there may be some easy wins. For example, compressing storage hoppers. Like if it's an empty storage hopper, it should take up, 1 or 2 bytes. But yeah, one of the devs for the mod popped in and said he was very glad to see that people were playing it, like properly playing it, rather than, hey look guys, it's multiplayer, and then not, like, we're actually playing it. And
hello.
Heyo. And I wouldn't be surprised if we'd taken this further than possibly anyone. I'm just getting a very tiny amount of soil.
Taking it to the point where some people can't even connect.
Well, yeah, as I said, I mean, one solution to that is to get you onto another planet, but part of the goal is we are slightly simplifying Dora World as we go on.
Well, it makes me wonder if we can clear out some of all those storage
I have been.
buildings.
Yep, I have been. I have a sneaky suspicion, as I said, those storage buildings are not compressed. So those could be, depending on how big an item is in the game, they could be enormous. Like, you know, this is one of the things, there's a mod for Fortress Craft that increases the size of the storage hopper. And I've already pointed out to people, like, your worst case storage hopper is horrific. But I don't know how much metadata they're storing. So each item could be a kilobyte. That means that a full storage hopper could be 30 kilobytes. And in theory, these things could be absolutely massive. But yeah, Dora World is beginning to run out now. It's beginning to... it'll become like Coruscant. Like, it can't do anything of itself. Everything has to be sent through remotely. Basically, where the storage hoppers are no longer used to that height, I'm just shrinking them a bit as we go on. I don't know for a fact that is actually an issue, by the way. Yes, but I don't know.
I don't know, because I don't play like that.
Well, it won't be an issue in single player. You'd never know.
No, I mean, like, even playing with other people, because I've never known anybody to play like that. To just extract everything as fast as possible and just dump it all into as many chests as you can make.
I don't know why Shako did it either. But we did say we wouldn't judge other people's playing styles, no matter what was wrong with it.
It's a semi-idle style.
Yeah, the problem is, of course, is that it will break the graphs because your production will be 0. Because you've extracted it all. And when we are actually out of, well, nearly out of copper and iron, but not quite. Anyway, I have somewhat increased our chemical plant. That's good. I guess I'll start.
Mission to join.
It's clear for you to join, Henry?
Joining.
But yeah, literally, one of the devs went, "You've just reminded me to fix the bug when more than one person joins at once."
Oh, so they're working on it, are they?
But, yes, absolutely. But yeah, he actually came across our stream because the first stream we did of this has got several hundred views now.
Oh, cool.
Nice. All the milestones. Whee.
Oh, so do it every time then? Is it just ones
Yep.
you haven't done in single player?
Probably.
So what you should do is you should take a copy of the save and then load it in single player and then get all of the milestones in your single player. Like, I managed to get an achievement in my single player. I dropped a level 1 sorter for the first time in single player. It went, "Well done, you have made your first sorter." And I was like,
What?
100
Yeah.
hours ago, mate. Okay, so we are still running at not very many graviton cubes per second, but some, which is a good start. Let's have, but no whites of note.
Permission to join and look at the shiny conveyor belts.
It is clear for you to join Malcolm. As long as we all join one by one, it is fine. It only seems to me as Mia, I don't know why, it shouldn't kick you off the game no matter what happens. It's probably a bug. As I said, if the dev wants to... if he's watching the stream back, we are totally happy to help. This is a fantastic game. That was cool. That's a buffer.
And mod.
Yes. Well, I mean, the mod blows me away probably more than the game because generally it's been really good. So what are we waiting for? We're waiting for white cubes to make. We're making 4 whites a minute per lab, but we aren't using all the labs because we don't have enough antimatter. Aha! Ah, yes, I remember now, beginning to remember. So we also noted... Oh, hang on, we should have plenty of antimatter. We're getting 12 per minute. We're getting 26 the next step ACC is I can start to put graviton lenses in the thingies, in these ray receivers. Although honestly, that's a bit of a pain because they need an in and a. Because this one's making 12 minutes. This was making. It was in the wrong mode. That was in the wrong mode. Because realistically, they are so cheap. Assuming we have turbines anywhere, they are so cheap it doesn't really matter. What are we out of? Little rings. Oh yes, Dyson Sphere. How are we doing on that? Very slowly, but very surely. I wonder if it will tell me the theory.
Landing in Dora World in a minute.
Okay. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell us like the theoretical ETA
now
to be finished or anything like that. It just says firing. Yep. So this screen here could do with a pop-up dialog saying we are transmitting server data to someone. The game also appears to be absolutely capped at 1 megabit, like exactly capped at 1 megabit. Or this graph is capped at 1 megabit, one of the two, I guess. Is that possible?
No, the graph resizes after you've been like a third over it.
I mean,
So if that entire graph can saturate, then it should rescale.
Well, no, because of... Oh, no, yes, it's now gone to 10 meg... See, that's bollocks. There's no way I'm doing 10 megabit exactly, am I?
No, it's just auto-scaling.
But doing it very badly.
Yes. There's no way of saying make this scale this.
Well, now it's decided to do 100 megabit.
You have to refer to numbers. You have to refer to numbers on the left.
But I can't because I need the numbers over time. So now it's decided to do up to 100 megabits. Sorry if the stream's being a bit stuttery because obviously I'm running an internet speed test. Is blue upload or is green upload? Your internet connection is very fast. Yes, thank you.
No, it's not.
Nah.
I'm sorry, you've got double digits and single digits.
That's not fast.
Excuse
I keep
me.
getting paperwork through my front door trying to get
My
it
internet is
fast
so
into it.
fast, I can't even max it out with my computer.
Yes.
Oh, bless you all, bless you all. I mean, I could use my other internet, which is much faster, but I'm not.
Yes, you should.
Nah.
Mine's still
You should
faster than that. Mine's
bomb
faster
them.
than both of yours combined.
However, I do not think for 1 second the limiting factor here is my internet, but the way the networking is designed. And that was what I was trying to address. Is it doesn't?
Or Windows.
No, it's not Windows. It's sending about a megabit a second, as far as I can tell. It's about 250k ish.
Oh gods, I hope we're not running into another one of those interesting issues.
Something is not processing the network data fast enough in the networks. Something it could transmit that an awful lot faster. It's probably CPU limited. Don't know what. Haven't looked at the code. Am resisting urge to look at the code. So we are out of antimatter.
Adam, you should just go through the code and put like to-dos saying, fix this, this is a problem. This is where you got issues, change this. Then commit and then be like, cool, leave it.
Commit to-do list and then run away.
Exactly. Visual Studio, task list, done. Fix tasks.
Isn't the diagnosis a lot of the work already? Like 60% of the work done, locating the part that is faulty.
Here, you are absolutely correct. I mean, just the fact that I can... The thing is, what we've done here is we've scaled up a bunch of the issues tenfold. Like, the fact that we are running this many people on this level of a world, I doubt anybody ever did. So...
How small a team is making this game, or building this game?
The development team is 5.
Right.
the mod team looks like 3 or 4 people actually committing to that branch.
I mean, it always surprises me that, I mean, I don't know, well, Airtel did it when we worked for Airtel many moons ago. They made us, or offered to stay in one evening, free pizzas, but we had to test the software in exchange for free pizza. We were going to knock off at 8 o'clock or something like that.
That was literally our job. That was even our job description, though.
Yeah, but I mean, it was, it was, but then it was like, they needed, I think it's the entire bottom floor of the building was like, we need to do this so we can test the loading of it. Let's do this. Who wants to do it? And it just surprises me that lots more companies don't go, look, let's have a pizza night and we'll buy dinner. You do some work, but in exchange you get free pizza sort of thing. The idea being that they can test the hell out of their software because this just doesn't get tested.
Yeah,
but I don't know how it's a
just high students.
Or you could just test it during the day and pay people like a proper company.
Yeah, normal.
Well, that's the problem. The whole point is, if I remember correctly, the whole point of using out of hours was the fact that people were like developers and testers and software engineers and sound engineers, things like that, and that all of them dropped what they were doing and did this one thing, which is batter the hell out of the piece of software.
Yeah, but if it's that important, which it is, do it during work hours and pay for people to do it. Like, this is the thing. I mean, I've seen this before, where we go like, can anyone get some mates in to help test? And it was like, can we not hire professional testers, please? And we did. We would get random people in to test games, which was quite often not very useful because they'd try and give feedback, which we didn't care about. We're like, did it crash? Not, is it fun? I don't care what your idea is to the boss in level 3. Not in the slightest. We care about, we just need you to play the game, and if it doesn't go wrong, brilliant. Job's a good one.
Question.
Yes.
The thing you're working on at the moment, the hardware probably delayed, but the harvesters.
Yes.
Sort of the ore harvesters.
No.
There was one the other. There was an image the other day. We had like 9 or 10 or something around one little cluster.
Yes.
And they all had multiple overlaps. And that. What does that do? Is there a hack there where you get more resource, or just get the same amount of resource divvied out between all the harvesters, so you just get it more rapidly?
You get it more rapidly. I mean, that's what Esmir did over here. So she just aimed them all. So it just means you can cover more of the nodes in one go.
What are these things, by the way? The big shiny car wheels.
The ray receiver discs. So we're harvesting photons from the Dyson Sphere in order to make antimatter. I'm beginning to wonder if I should task someone to dig all these up and go over somewhere else, put them all down, and run them across, because we're kind of running out of room here. Malcolm?
What now?
Do you think you can
So I was messing. What, picking up all the ray receivers and wiring them up where?
Anywhere else, except this one.
Except which one? Where are you?
This one.
You are.
Except this one.
See the
one that's looking straight up?
Mm-hmm.
That's special. Don't touch that one.
The one looking straight up.
Yeah, look at the eyeballs on them. One of them's different.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, okay, I understand. Yeah, okay.
But if you take all of these and put them all into, photon collection mode?
Yeah, okay, photon generation, you mean?
Photon generation mode, yeah. And then bring all the photons back here. I mean...
Why bring photons back here?
That's what it's called. But yeah, basically find a massive chunk of the planet somewhere, put them down. You can route them all...
And wire them up.
Yeah, but you can route them all into a logistics station. You don't need to actually run them all here, and that's easy to do now. I will make sure I have a couple of them.
They have other things. I thought they're just power. Okay, they've got conveyor belts. So, okay.
Yeah, it's actually quite easy. The problem is I've just run out of room. So get all the ones except the one looking
You can
straight up.
speed them up if you feed them a graviton lens, by the way.
Yes, or I could just build more of them. This is the problem. It's not enough.
A graviton lens in one of those lasts a long time. You can hand feed it if you want.
Or I could just build 4 times as many and never have to think about it ever again. The ratios are off on a lot of things in this game, and this is definitely one of them.
Yeah, fair enough.
Do we still need version 0.8?
Yes. The mod has not been updated yet. Incidentally, for those of you, hopefully in the Discord you saw, I got myself my infrared camera, and it's amazing! Malcolm, where are you going?
What was that picture, by the way?
Oh, you forgot. What?
Where you were standing or something?
That was just my... Yeah, I was standing on something. I took photos of Dora. I've always wanted an infrared camera forever, but they have been incredibly expensive. But FLIR just put an offer out where their professional camera is now cheaper than their home camera.
Wow.
Malcolm, where have you gone?
I was flying around looking for somewhere else. The thing is, I was flying around looking for space, but I have no idea what goes in and out of those machines.
You only need to come out. You don't need to do anything else. So just out, and that's easy. Just bring them all out to a single spot, and I will with you. I will take you through, and we will deal with the rest. But just basically put them all in to a single.
And the problem is, I've now lost where I was. Oh, I can find. Okay, you're here, which means I'm guessing they're nearby.
Yeah,
no?
Just by just in front of this enormous tower of research. Yeah, but it was really interesting because I could
completely.
I could see the.
Yeah, I can see. Okay.
I could see the air conditioning where the air conditioning had made warm bits. The air conditioning warm flow had picked up, and then I spotted a cold bit where my bookcase wasn't quite covering the window.
Mission to join.
It is clear to join. It's not the special one. Nope.
Like that, yeah.
There's 4 more.
There's 4 more.
But please wait.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find somewhere to put them down. I did scout a couple of places out.
Yeah.
But I need to link them somehow somewhere.
So you just need to run a conveyor out from each of them to a single spot. Route them all to a single conveyor block, and I will deal with the rest. Right, don't worry about the crap.
I'm nicking them because it's probably useful for me to have them, so I've actually got them.
Oh. Well, grab these 4 here.
I missed one.
Grab these 4 here, and let me take you to our shopping centre. Yeah, but...
These 4 here.
Yeah.
Bottom.
Okay, now come over to the shopping centre. So here you can get everything you need. High-tier conveyor belts, low-tier conveyor belts.
Medium tier? No, wait.
Middle-tier conveyor belts. Wind turbines, circuit boards, storage hoppers, logistics things.
Stuff. Ooh. Foundations handy. How do I change foundations again? That's one thing I was trying to work out before. So if I...
Oh,
9.
How do you change them? What, the colour?
Yeah. No, not the colour, the size of them. So if I click foundations... Plus and minus. Awesome.
On numpad.
Yeah. Is that even documented anywhere? Because you were making...
Right.
Yeah, it is. It's in the... What's it called? The...
Findings.
Oh.
That's how I found out about it.
Yeah, that's always where I look if I want
Don't just assume.
If I want to work out people, I always just go and look in the... see what exists. Right, transportation. So we're going to need a couple of these. Good, I have enough resources to make a couple. So we have only 500,000 copper left, and we have only 700,000 iron left. So we are going to need to get those from other planets, ideally in this system first. But to a degree, Hot Singles and Matty should have all of its iron and copper and silicon and titanium hooked up with sent off the planet. It'll take a long time to empty the planet, but we want it all hooked up, because then you don't need to go, oh, we're out of iron, I'll go find someone to hook it up. It's already done. So
I think I've already hooked up the iron and copper from here as being...
all of it?
Bars. No, some.
Some.
So that when you do hook up, it'll start taking some off.
Yeah, but my point, I think we have the initial...
I'll do more.
Yeah, I think we have the initial hookup done. What we could do with is every single vein and node on the whole planet all hooked up to one place, and then we can just ignore it. It will just as things on Dora will run out, that will just take up the load automatically.
Do we want ore or do we want spars?
So,
where do you find fuel for the mechs, by the way? I haven't got fuel.
Everywhere, there's loads of it.
I just know. I'm not sure which fuel we use. Put that way.
You can use whichever fuel you find. We haven't really got anywhere. I just use graphite half the time. Actually, what I do most of the time is I just make sure I've got wireless receivers wherever I'm idling. So Henry, if it's a upcraft, of size, definitely. So titanium ingots, yes. High purity silicon, yes. Copper and iron, it doesn't really matter, but I guess you might as well send the... yeah, if you send the ingots, you also need to send magnets. Because iron crafts into two things. Copper only crafts into one thing. Stone into one thing. Coal into one thing. So it's probably worth sending... Actually, we don't need to send coal. Coal's a special one because we will want to use the applicators when they finally patch it. Yeah, Max, I usually just use graphite just because it's easy. And there's lots of it. There should be somewhere hydrogen fuel rods, but I don't know who's making them aware. Deuterium fuel rods are earmarked for space, obviously.
There's a manual process here which is not doing the thing because it's out of resources. It's manually fed one resource, which is just from a container, which is out of.
Yes.
Yeah, fine.
Oops,
I was going to nick the graphite from there, and I thought, hold on, that's manually feeding
that's an in. That's just to make turbines because need them. Well, I don't even in a hurry, but I just need to just pop them in and not think about them. There is a stack of graphite here, like many thousands of graphite.
Let me find your name.
Just the other side of the research area, to the south of the research area.
What turbines are you talking about? The electromagnetic ones, the green ones, or is that some other one? Or does it matter?
Oh, what do we call it? Fancy rings. Supermagnetic rings, that's it.
Right, okay. Fine.
Okay. It looks like we're about to run out of coal. Oh no, we have got some. It's just one of them's whining. No vein. I know it's around somewhere. I'll grab a bunch of these for our auto ring thing. Oh man, the Dyson Sphere looks amazing when it comes up over the horizon.
Got these big things right in my vision. Like, wait, what? Like, oh, that's a building. Oh wait, no, it's not. It's floating in space. Oh.
What are we making here? Is this water? Oh, we're collecting water, and the water line's just sat there doing nothing because we have a full tank of water.
Possibly. Yeah, but the water does leave the tank. Just because it's not being used at this second doesn't mean that it's not doing something.
I'll give it another. I'd like to give it another tank on top of that.
Well, yeah, but the water's infinite, so you don't need to. Water's the one resource you never need to bother. It's one of the water is demanded remotely via the logistics network here, so it'll be used and dropped across in large chunks.
What else can I get?
Well, as I said, I mean, right now...
Oh no, I don't want to go off well, but then I need to know what I need to take with me. It's kind of catch-22. What do I take with me? I don't know.
Not a lot. I mean, what I would do is I would just go to Hot Singles or Matty and just do it there, because we have all the resources there. We don't really need them that much. How are you going, Malcolm? Are you doing all right?
Things are being built, but I was also talking to Spooktober, who's just joined the chat.
Hello, Spooktober. I did see your comment. I promise you, no matter what I say when you're here, that I have thoroughly enjoyed the mod. I am genuinely blown away. I am extremely impressed with what you have done. It's not perfect. We all know it's not perfect, but it's really, really good. And
very impressive.
I have a question. I have a question for you. So when you join a game or go to a new planet, you send me the planet.
I told you, Spooktober. I told you he'd have loads of questions for you.
Do you compress it? And do you have smart compression on, say, the storage hoppers? Because one of our members, I'm not going to name any names. We don't judge in this channel.
Yep. No names.
No names.
What was that about Schalke?
No names. But what Schalke's done is Schalke is played it in a different way. So he has made these sort of massive towers of storage. But like this one here, this massive tower, like it's really empty and these aren't. Are you doing any sort of compression on these? Saying, one byte that says this is an empty storage container don't send it. Please say no, because that is such a big win if you're not. I'm really hoping you're not. Sorry, my name's Adam. I wrote the first ever, the first ever Xbox Live game. I do have some experience in this.
So you wrote the first ever Xbox Live game?
First ever Xbox Live game. Absolutely, I did. Yeah, MotoGP.
Oh, you worked on it, right?
Yeah, I didn't write it by myself. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, so when people go between planets, the game just locks dead for between 10 and 30 seconds. And sometimes it doesn't come back. The amount of data you transmit, like the rate of the data also appears to be extremely low. Like, it doesn't max out my internet connection even close. So that's why I'm curious if there are any nice big wins we could get there. Oh, it's just locked up there. So it's just locked up. Someone has probably transitioned planets. It's probably Max.
I've changed to Matty. Yeah. I'll turn up Matty. I'll see Matty has something useful on it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. Suddenly it turns into Pinhead.
That was my guess, Spooktober, that you were using the native functions. I was really hoping you weren't, though. Why can't I find the little splurp you're sending? Where is it? Are we not allowed to send those over the logistics network? Looks like
Which
that.
ones?
The little, I don't know, spark. Ah, there it is. Found it. Never mind. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't just take some time. It's the... I mean, LZ4's all well and good, but it's not as good as, obviously, content-aware compression. You know, a single byte that says this is an empty storage container is much, much, much better than compressing a storage container. I was hoping you wouldn't reuse them, because then you can say, aha, this is an easy win. As opposed to... So, I mean, my guess was that you more or less saved the whole game into local data and then just... essentially save it into a save file, transmit it and decompress it at the other end. Because when someone... Right then, you see, that was really quick. If Schalke comes back to this planet, our main planet...
And coming to Dora World?
Oh, it is coming to Dora World. It can take easily 45 seconds sometimes. And it doesn't pop up a dialogue box. That would be a good start. A dialogue box would be lovely, saying, Schalke is now arriving at Dora World. Yeah. A progress bar would also be lovely, but making that save file smaller would be... As I said, I think you've done an amazing job, genuinely, in implementing this into a game that obviously doesn't have it for whatever reason. There you go. So it's just started. But I don't think you're sending it... So I'm sending it at... Unfortunately, I'm not using a very good graph here. Like, it's not transmitting very quickly.
And I guess loading takes too much for Esmia to dare join. So having more info or not giving up.
Oh, there we go. Oh. Yeah. There we go. That happens quite a lot sometimes. Oh no, that's a new one. Central places an NRE on the get URL.
I have crashed.
Oh, did you crash? Okay, well that's not so bad then.
Or like disconnect on the server. I guess that's not the...
No, you haven't. No. So what we get sometimes is people disconnect. Send raw packet to star, send raw packet, and NRE in the WebSocket get URL. You did give his name earlier somewhere. I'll pop you a friend request. When clients arrive again, they load the local copy. No, they don't. No way.
Join clearance?
Yeah. So when they rejoin, like when you move between planets in the same system, there is a massive load. Definitely. I mean, I haven't actually seen that error before. That's actually a new one. But I will send it to you. because I'm nice. But yeah, like, I was under the impression that essentially when you can see the graphics of the planet, you then get sent the planet. But yeah, this is definitely not very fast. It's 300k a second. The limiting factor here is definitely not my internet connection. I could get like 10 times this.
Who was that joining?
Oh, Schalke.
Schalke's on a good internet connection as well.
Yeah, he has higher ping though. Oh, there was a way to see ping, wasn't there? What was it? V?
74 milliseconds now. That has
yeah.
For clients, it just shows up in the top left.
We might have to restart because that's a very big crash message that obviously I can't get rid of. Well, I mean, Spooktober, if Max were to fly from his current planet back to this planet, they would. Well, he can see it. Here you go. Schalke is in space. He will get a massive load. What you say? It will definitely do it. I am.
He'll get a massive load, will he?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was just resyncing, but when he reaches draw distance of the, he won't do that because obviously he's probably not outside the thing. But if Max,
I have loaded.
Yeah, if Mr. Chicken were to come to us, it will definitely load here. I'm 100% sure of it. So if you were caching it, that doesn't work. It happens at the same moment that the graphics appear. Like you can see it locks up, and as soon as it stops being frozen, the graphics are there. Oh, there you go again. Oh, no, okay, that was just a game. That was fun. As I said, I know it sounds like I'm just hear all the issues. So far, it's been brilliant. I mean, you asked what the biggest issue is. I can't run version 0.9. That's the biggest issue.
Which they're working on.
Which they're working on, yeah, we know that. Malcolm, did you send the...
Did I do what? Oh, with the planetary logistics. Because you said planetary. I came back to grab more resources.
It's okay. I need to click on demand. Here they come. Here they come. Ah, well, there they go.
Find the shop.
It's just to this.
I think is that it?
That way.
No, that's not it.
But I mean, I think we've had like 10 players, and it was great until Dora World. Yes, Malcolm, you're on a nice internet connection, aren't you?
Fairly good internet connection, yes.
Could you just fly? Could you just fly to Yo Mama and back again, please? That's probably far enough away.
Sorry, to what?
Fly to Yo Mama.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Please hold.
I need to travel that way.
Find out where you. Oh, Yo Mama's just there, right?
It's just there. But let's check.
Indicator. Fine, I've got indicator.
Mirror signal, but you can't miss it. It's a gas giant. Trust but verify is a good approach. So here he comes.
Flying.
And then when he leaves this planet's sphere of influence, now obviously Yamama is very sweet. Now fly back. It might not do that. It might only do it when you go to hot singles or wherever. But yeah, if you come back now.
On my way. And about to land. That popped in quite quickly.
Okay, that wasn't. Yeah, that didn't do anything. Okay, could you?
Shall I go to? Yeah.
Hot singles. Yeah.
In my area.
Yes.
Marking. Where is hot singles?
Hot singles is or Matty. Basically, not this planet and a real planet, not a gas giant.
Yeah.
Hot singles is behind your mama.
I've got it. Sorry, so what?
Hot singles is behind your mama.
Yeah. Right, leaving.
Spooktober, I sent you a picture of the crash. But yeah, when he lands on hot singles, he won't get a big load because hot singles is a fairly small planet. Dora World is a massive planet with everything on it. Overall, I just want to say, I'm so impressed this works. Really, really, really impressed it works.
Landing on hot singles.
Yes,
landed.
That was fine. Now come back. Sorry.
I'm about to transfer us over to Dora World once he's landed.
But everyone, please back me up. This definitely happens, and you guys haven't left the star system. It definitely has a big load.
Yeah.
I don't know what the rule
Hang
is.
on.
Yeah. definitely does.
I don't know what causes the cache to invalidate. You said that the cache invalidates when they leave the star system, which would be cool.
That comes Dora World.
But
you say, but what about if you log in or disconnect and reconnect again, maybe?
I haven't left my planet, which is Hot Single, so I'm about to move to Dora World. So it'll be our first time.
I'm flying to Dora World now.
Yeah. Well, this is interesting. Yeah. So we've got Sai, who is returning to Dora World, and Mr. Chicken, who is going to Dora World for the first time in this run for him.
Session.
I've been in the past. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know how optimal their item data was.
Right, I'm taking off.
Coming in for land. 3, 2, 1. Landed.
So is it just the first time you visit a planet within a given run? In that case...
When I landed the first time earlier, there was nothing on the screen for literally, like, the planet was empty for about 20 seconds, 30 seconds.
30 seconds till landing.
Yeah, so right. you didn't get a load then. You got a bit of a spike, but not much. But Mr. Chicken is arriving here for the first time. He hasn't been to Dora World this run.
15 seconds. That's on the ETA, by the way.
You still haven't got anything.
ETA, 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6.
And that's what I'm
5,
sure will freeze up.
4, 3, 2, 1.
There we go.
Bang.
So I think you are correct then. So maybe we've just been restarting the game too often, or Schalke keeps leaving the planet. But as you can see, I mean this in the nicest possible way. This is too long. You don't pop up a dialogue box. You don't pump the message loop. It will come back. Don't worry. It nearly always comes back. 99 times out of 100 it comes back. We go. But as I said,
achievements.
That is nowhere near my internet speed. There is definitely a CPU or something bottleneck slowing that down. Definitely.
I'm on a 50 megabit download on my internet connection.
Or I should
be
able to shove upwards easily 10 megabytes. Obviously, I'm losing a bit because I'm streaming, but I'm getting an upload speed of about 250 kilobytes a second instead of 5 megabytes per second. So I should be able to transmit much faster. So Spooktober, why is it taking so long to send it? Like, why is it not saturated?
Rephrase that. Yeah, rephrase that. Oh, okay.
Why is it not using all of my internet's bandwidth to transmit that? Is it like a monolithic TCP send? Tell me. You can even use programming terms, and I will definitely understand it. Have we done the final research? No.
As long as it's not lambda expressions.
No. So the final research that doesn't do anything, so we haven't wasted our points on it. We started on our first infinite upgrade, which reduces the. So right now, for every 100 ore we mine, we reduce the ore stack by 69. Nice. But that can be brought all the way down to 0, I think. So then, we can literally mine stuff forever. But that would require... But yeah, we're backlogged. We're not backlogged on white yet. And I should definitely be going in through the...
Adam, the answer to your question was good question.
Okay.
We tried a few networking libraries, and WebSocket, which we use now, was the only one that not crashing all over.
I assume what's the word? Profiling is probably very, very tricky for you. It would probably be worth timing it even in a log file, because my internet will do 20 megabit up, which is something like I can't even work that out, but many more megabytes per second than I'm actually getting. I'm on a fast CPU. I have got all the cores. I'm doing everything I can. I should be sending it up a lot quicker than I am. That would be nice. That would be a great improvement, obviously. The other thing is one of our members is in America, and she has a higher ping because of the speed of light through copper. And it's very unlikely she manages to join. During the join process, she receives a disconnect, or we get a disconnect or a timeout. And then the join dialog box stays up forever, and we need to Alt F4. So sometimes people fail to join, but that's probably part and parcel of the save and transmit issue. But as overall, we've gone to a few star systems. We've got quite a big thing going on. Slowly but surely. I think we've had 10 people in the game. I think we've got 6 now, 5. We've got 4 on this planet, 1 on that planet, and Schalke is.
I'm glad some of you guys know what you're doing as well. That's good to see.
What, me?
Well, I'm just, basically just floating around, having a look and seeing what's what at the moment.
Well, as I say, sending raw resources from other planets is the goal. Dora World has more or less been tapped now. Oh, also the particles coming off other players are completely broken. Very minor. Did you set all of these to photon generation?
Yeah, there was one that was missing. I was just double checking it.
Okay. The problem is, because
I never linked anything with these, by the way. I don't need to link them power-wise to anything, do I?
No, I've done that. You don't
Have
need
you?
power. You don't need power, no, because they don't need power because of the magic.
You say you've linked them because there's a what's it called, a Tesla tower here, but it's not linked up to these ones.
Well, you can see the cubes coming out of them.
Yeah.
But if you watch,
yeah.
If you watch, see the little thing landing? It's flying in, and then it's flying off with a bunch of the thingies.
Yeah, cool.
And that is
that's the planetary one, not the interplanetary one, right?
Yeah. So that's sending it all the way over here to our research bay.
Please hold. Taking off, flying after you. Yep, I'm with you.
And that then arrives at this here planetary thing, and then gets processed in our miniature particle collider, which incidentally is still. We could do with a lot more of those.
Yeah, I need the resources to build them.
I
receive.
Well, I could build 3 more, and then
it's the steel I need at the moment. Where's the?
I've got loads. Because
chuck them to me, and I'll go and I'll do a load more. Actually, point me in the right direction as well of the shopping centre, will you?
It's to the left of the research.
To the left of the research.
Looking at the research.
I wish this game had a compass.
It does.
It does.
Sorry, where's the compass?
Press V. Oh no, press M. You see the red line with a tower through the middle of it? That's north.
The red line with the tower through the center. Huh?
And the blue.
It doesn't actually have a compass though, does it?
Yeah, it does. It's got north. What more do you need?
Yeah. Anyway, I'm here.
Shopping centre.
Where's the?
It's here. Shopping centre is all these things here.
Oh yes. Where's steel? There is no steel. Cool.
Oh no, steel is.
Do some more of those.
I mean, I'm currently crafting ray receivers. My limiting factor is steel. Steel's over here somewhere. I may have to restart soon, by the way, because I cannot see quite a lot of my screen with the dialog box about the crash. And yes, I know there is a mod to get rid of it, but there's that thing about putting more mods into a game that really makes it more stable. Well, that's where we put them in. Where do we make steel? Oh, steel can be made anywhere, can't it? Oh, steel will be over here then. Steel is just.
Adam, I think you need to have a read of the chat. I think see what Spooktober's been writing.
Yeah. Oh no, I understand that you need to freeze the game simulation dead and transmit it. 100% get that. My question is, why are you not achieving? Oh, Malcolm, come to me. Why are you not then achieving my full internet speed on transmission? Press V for the map. Like, what is the limiting factor in sending the data? Is it the generation of the data? Is it the what is it? I mean, given the what's it called, performance test, I saved the game in 1.39 seconds, so I don't think it's the saving. you're not transmitting it very quickly. I have access to more than 10, 15 times the internet bandwidth to transmit the save game. But I don't know why I am failing to... I don't know why you're failing to use all my internet. Because that would obviously... that would improve things. If you were to use all of my internet bandwidth, that would definitely help the time it takes to send. But I mean, again, you're not like opening up a connection for each machine or anything horrendous. It's a monolithic send. It's just one big chunk of data, right? Promise me it's one big chunk of data.
Are we now hoping it's efficient instead of hoping that it's inefficient so it can be improved?
Well, this is why I was hoping they had their own custom transmission routines, because obviously then you can start doing things like purposely sending less data on an empty belt, etc, etc, etc. Inefficiencies are brilliant when you're trying to optimize. It's when it's already optimized it becomes more difficult. Okay, so if you're sending it as one big thing, why am I not getting all of it? And I say what I'm getting is not even close to my network bandwidth. It's an order of magnitude less than my whole internet bandwidth. Michael, I have 7 here for you.
I'm just trying to find out where all the dishes went. I've lost them. There we are. I'm back at where the dishes are now.
I put 7
flying around the world.
I put them
yeah, cool. I can see it.
I put them in a storage thing for you.
I want to remote.
No, Mike, you don't, because as long as you don't care about the order the packets arrive in, which you probably don't, it's fine. You just send it. It just arrives. TCP does its thing under the hood. It's only when you're sending. It's only when you're sending lots of little bits of data, that's when it's a problem. Because little bits of data means you have to stop and start the thing. But if it's one massive, how much we look? Let me just call it lockdown. Ongoing. So I just want to click on that button there, because my save file is now 80 megabytes for the whole world. And we can take a guess, obviously, what it will compress to on LZ4. Yeah, so it compresses to about 2 to 1, which is actually pretty good. But not spectacular. But I should be able to send 48 megabytes in a... it's about 20 seconds. So you're obviously not sending the whole universe, which is obviously that save. But yeah, that would be my, from what I can ascertain, you have a bottleneck when it comes to the transmission. You have other issues as well, obviously, but that's definitely a bottleneck, is just the sheer, the rate you're transmitting the data.
So why can other people around you connect, but the further away you are physically, yeah.
Yeah, so Esmir is an American.
Why can I not connect?
Yeah, so Esmir is an American, has a ping of 150
over 9,000.
to 250.
Yeah.
Factory not over 9,000. So 150 to 250. But when she connects, it just kind of... Well, it doesn't. I mean, if we could get her to connect to a planet other than Dora World, I think it'd be fine.
It gradually, over time, took longer and longer and longer to reconnect.
Yeah.
And we figured out that it was a proximity-based thing because the same thing was happening to Blood Rose.
Yeah. And Shauker is definitely worse than... So Max Realism, Mr. Chicken, and Sai are in my country. Shauker is in a different country.
Your country?
My country, but not too far away.
Yeah.
As me is in America. So the people with the higher ping are now really beginning to struggle to connect. Which is why I questioned whether you were sending it as lots of little bits of data. Yeah, but Mike, the timeout on TCP is enormous. So, if I'm sending, it's picture time.
30 minutes or something.
So if I'm sending the data here, I'm sending it in orange. Oh, great! I don't want anti-alias stuff. You terrible program. That one, that'll do. So, yeah, it's still anti-alias. That one. There. Why is this program so terrible? That's too big. There we go. Right. Well, that's too big still. Right. Also. So yeah. So if I'm sending data, I just send. Why can I not draw? Which one of these is a solid line? Well, yeah. So I send data.
Change to the pencil, Adam.
I send
the top left.
I did. That's done that.
Waiting for it to see.
So I'm sending data like that, and Esmia will acknowledge it. She'll get them in order, but she might not. So she'll acknowledge that one, that one, that one, and then I will resend these if they don't arrive. But the resend, it's enormous. It's like 30 seconds because nearly always stuff gets through. So these, and Esmia would only come back with Esmia's TCP set would only come back with a no, I haven't got it after 30 seconds. It's a long time. We did notice you disable Nagel's algorithm. You shouldn't do that for big chunks of data. You want it on for big chunks of data. For little chunks of data, you do want it off. Oh, that pencil icon.
Yes.
Not brush. Ah, that's better.
No. Yeah.
But yeah, the acts, it doesn't matter her acts are taking 300 millisecond round trip, that is a absolute piffling nothing unless someone like Spooktober has decided to set like the timeout to 100 milliseconds or something, which would obviously be a terrible thing, and I'm hoping he's just checking the code. He hasn't set the TCP timeout to 100
you say he. I'm not sure if Spooktober's done all of that code.
I'm blaming Spooktober for everything. As far as I'm concerned, Spooktober wrote everything. The game, the mod, all the graphics, it's all their fault now, 100%. If anything breaks, it's their fault. That's how it works. Sorry, dude.
Adam, you are the people you hate.
But that also means that he's also the focus of all the praise because you've been praising the shit out of this game and the mod.
TCP waits for the ACK packets. It's not linear. It's not one packet ACK, one packet ACK. You can definitely have overlap, but before you're finished, you need to have the whole thing, the whole I forgot what it's called, the super packet. I forgot the name of it.
Message.
The whole message done, and then it can go, yes, I have all of it. But yeah, for transmitting big chunks of data, that's what Nagel's algorithm is for. Well, we noticed in the code, I didn't notice, someone linked it to me, you turn off Nagel's algorithm, which is perfectly fine for in-game stuff. That might be hurting your big monolithic send. But yeah, improving that monolithic send that's an easy win as far as I'm concerned. From my point of view, rather. Like, you should be able to do that and get 10 times the joining speed without anything clever. If you can just work out why it's slow. It's probably the code. Just crossed my mind. I bet you the code's wrong. If you change the code, you'll probably fix the problem. Follow me for more programming tips.
You fix the problem, you fix the problem. Wait.
Oh, I'm still crafting ray receivers.
No. If you fix the problem, you fix the problem. Emphasis.
Right.
Now, if you fix the problem, then QA just need to check it, and then they'll just raise a ticket when it's not.
So Spooktober, you have to understand Dijakos thinks he's funny.
I am funny. And
see, a good case in point. Experience, yes. The funny thing's still true, though.
Well, all right. As punishment, here are even more ray receivers.
Awesome. That's just what I wanted. Thanks.
We really want a lot of these. Like our.
Oh, Adam, this is what I had a question. Sorry, before you bugger off. How do I soil? Not myself, but how do I soil?
Do you need more soil?
I need soil piles to flatten this out.
Right, I can tell you the best way to do it. So if you see me, right?
Yes.
So if I do this, that flattens all that landscape, and I get the soil from it.
Okay. What's a non-shit way of doing it? Or is that it?
That's it. Go to a hilly planet.
No.
Go to a hillier planet and do it. Or what I do, ask if anyone around's got loads of soil.
Adam, have you got any soil?
I don't. Well, I've got a little bit. I just used it all up.
I have, but I haven't. No.
I mean, I could do... I have got... I'm out of soil. There you go. You're welcome. Actually, that's all I've got.
Are we making plane smelters somewhere? The red smelters?
No, because we don't have unipolar magnets.
Sorry, you said that, and the way I heard it, it was smelters that take planes in, which kind of gives you something else out.
Smelt me a plane.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to take a Boeing 737 and just smelt it down for parts.
Yeah, Mike.
I would like to let you know.
Actually.
Yeah.
Blood Rose was also pointing that out several days ago.
What I would also potentially consider as well is opening up two TCP connections, one with Nagels on, one with Nagels off. And when you transmit some on the world, use Nagels. That's what Nagels is for. If you've played Diablo, you'll be going, what, Nagel? The Nagel ring? They named it after that. Forget the day-to-day data. I mean, you should really be using UDP, reliable UDP, but Nagels off for TCP is probably fine. This game doesn't really send a lot of load. Oh, save it. I'm going to quit now, and I'm just going to save it because obviously we've got that horrendous screen on my. I can save it as temp save. Ismir, are you a musician just to join, by the way, just so we can see if the error comes up? Because it'd be good to get Spooktober the error message. Would that be possible?
You've been disconnected from the server.
Going down, 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 down.
Ismir, are you there?
Do what?
Are you in a position where you could join the game first in case, so we can see if it goes wrong and then give them the error?
Yeah, give me a moment.
Thank you so much. So,
Sorry, I was eating.
we can hear.
I'm sorry,
I thought that was just a latency between Adam and you.
I just shoved a handful of Fritos in my mouth and suddenly heard my name. I was like, oh, shit.
Spooktober, to give you an idea of how good a job I think you've done on this game, our lead programmer on Burnout 3, which was the first Electronic Arts Xbox Live game, they said that the solution to the game was to transmit every car's position every frame 60 times a second with no interpolation. That was his solution to running the game.
Okay, I'm joining.
Right, so here we go. So Ismir is the one that normally causes us a problem, but now you're watching, it's obviously going to work. Well, just to cause us a problem.
Do you have to ask permission again?
Well, Ismir is currently joining, so you can ask permission and it will be denied. As you may have... Oh, did it work? Great.
No, it did not.
Oh, but I didn't get an error.
Server unavailable. Could not reach the server.
Ah. Could you,
So basically, it timed out.
could you try again?
I have to restart the game.
Okay. I think we are... obviously, the world is running, but we are happy to invest a bit of time because it could mean that Spooktober suddenly goes, ah, that's what
Bingo.
it is. Yes.
B-I-N-G-O, B-I-N-G-O.
B-I-N-G-O and bingo. What's his name? Oh, that was from the first episode of The Simpsons. Did you know?
That's it. Wow.
Don't believe you.
What?
I remember singing that ages ago. When I was a kid.
Okay, are you ready for me to try again?
I'm ready for you to try again. I didn't say The Simpsons made it up. I said it was in the first episode of The Simpsons.
Yeah. Oh, okay, fine. I thought the way you said it sounded like it was the source of it.
Oh no, well, not as far as I know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's from.
Oh, gods, no.
The Jingle Bells Batman Smells Robin laid an egg thing. Was that from Simpsons originally?
No.
No.
remember singing that one when I was at school as well.
It is an English language children's song of obscure origin.
Simpsons.
Someone made it up.
Yeah, well, all songs are made up. That's how it works.
Yeah.
So as you can see, Esmea is not having a good data rate. And I think Mike is right. It is her. She has a much higher ping. And yeah, the data, I mean, you can see here, there's no data coming through. Probably it's very high packet loss and it's just dying. Now, normally we get a disconnect from her during the connection process, which is obviously the worst time ever. And I understand you probably can't just draw anything, but it'd be lovely to show their player name would be great, and it'd be lovely to tell me how big you're about to send, and if you could show progress, that would obviously be incredible, but I do understand you probably can't. It looks to me like you've drawn a dialogue box, then just locked the game dead. But we have learned not to wait. We have learned just to wait, because it is transmitting a couple of 100k a second here, apparently, constantly to Esmea. But I think Mike is right. I think we've got more resends than data.
Oh, hold on. You wouldn't want to stream it, obviously. But if you were to watch it in Wireshark, you'd get a much clearer view of what.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
On running on this machine without streaming, so you maximise your bandwidth and things. And
yes, but you know the bit where I said I refuse to do any work on this mod because I keep thinking about it, and I have got so much I should do instead. No.
Yeah, but
no.
one way of looking at it is
no.
Once you do it all, then you have no other excuse to stop. You know.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh,
Wireshark isn't working. You just grab the packet capture and throw it at someone else.
I guess so. Esmea, did you join or did you fail?
Holy shit, I got in.
She got in. Well, that's a first.
Yeah. Well,
is this Tron, by the way?
Is this what?
Tron. Esmea's quote.
Wrong. No. Esmea, do you want to...
Oh, no.
Esmea, can I please suggest you fuck off to either Hot Singles or Matty and don't come back? And then I will say... that...
How about this? Get this, right?
Yeah.
I have warpers on me.
Well, yeah, I mean, basically, if you could just not be here, then I will save the game.
Do another star.
Yeah, but I want to save it once you've left, and you are... So when you reload, you're not trying to load Dora.
Do you have any antimatter fuel by chance?
No, I do not.
See, Adam, Leo Anshin's got the right idea. It says, but DJ, once you fix it, then it's fixed, and then you can go back to your other work.
No,
yes, he understands.
No. I have so much on. Incidentally, I'm going to see the arcade's new workshop tomorrow. I'm all excited.
Ooh,
this is why I was like, I was going to say, like, spend an hour looking at the code and just put to-dos in there saying this. Nah.
Yeah, I mean, do you remember that person that I explained to them why the Astroneer codebase was having such issues? And they went, there's no way you could possibly judge the codebase just from having looked at it. I'm like, I absolutely fucking can. Because that used to be my job at Codemasters, I was a troubleshooter. I would get copies of unfinished games, work out what was wrong, get flown out there, and fix it so they could ship. Was it Astroneer or was it Dungeon Defenders? I think it was Astroneer. And in the end...
we couldn't get into.
Yeah, because I worked out what it was, and then we went into the config files and buggered about with them.
Dungeon Defenders. It was Dungeon Defenders. Was it Unreal Engine or something?
Yeah, but so was Astroneer, and we did the same fix in Astroneer. So we were the only people in the whole of the Astroneer multiplayer community that had multiplayer servers people could actually join, because we'd up the data rate, because by default, Unreal limits your data rate to 1 megabit.
Because that was built in the engine we were looking at. The limits were set in the days of modems and stuff.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't an old version of the game we were running. It's just a config file.
Old config file.
Yeah.
Very old.
Going to war.
So we're just going to wait for Esmea to land, and then I'll save it. Where are you heading towards, Esmea? Someone new.
Yeah. Actually, I'm heading to the black hole.
Oh, are you heading to DSRJ 1122 plus 24?
Yes, I am.
Wow, I haven't been to DSRJ 1122 plus 24 before. Will you send me a postcard from DSRJ 1122 plus 24?
Sure, I'll send you a postcard from DSRJ 1122 plus 24.
Thank you.
Can we just call it a friend?
Well, I mean, we should rename it. I mean, Esmea should claim it. It should just be like Esmea's Planet, no boys allowed, something like that. I mean, we can still send Malcolm.
It's funny because I seem to be following a logistics transport vessel that's carrying turbines.
That sounds like a bug.
What are you all going to rename? The engine said, "What are you all going to rename DSR J1122 plus 24?"
Oh, Esme has stopped moving.
I did because I ran out of power. So I'm letting that build back up again.
Adam's got to be high ping, right? No?
What? Oh, just call it high ping. Yeah.
Yeah, but like... Yeah.
Or,
call it high ping. Good idea.
Or just in quotes, black hole, wink. Black hole. So you've run out of energy, so we're all sat here waiting for you.
Yeah. The hole?
Hey, at least I'm powering up using Deuteron.
So, how do we take energy out of a black hole?
Using what? Neutron?
I don't think we can. It's just that black holes have certain resources. Specifically,
it's radiation that comes out of them, isn't it? It's radiation that comes out of them.
Unipolar magnets.
Yeah, we get unipolar magnets only at... I mean, the only place I know if we can get unipolar magnets is DSR J1122-24. Nowhere else in the universe has
There's also another one.
Sorry, I didn't quite hear that. Can you say that again?
Well, I mean, obviously, it would be on DSR 1122 plus 24I, which is an ice-filled Jellicol planet. Oh, actually, it's not.
Planets are numbered.
There's going to be... Sorry.
I have more questions. There appears to be one planet here, and it doesn't have unipolar magnets, but the black hole does. Is it just because I'm out of range?
Yeah. Something like
You'll
that.
land on the black hole.
NTR J2150-12 also has unipolar magnets.
Yeah, but that's miles away. You would run out of fuel on the way there. How embarrassing would that be?
I know, right?
Esme, I've just you an idea for the planet name.
But I think Esme started with full battery, right?
No, I started with half.
Ah.
I was an idiot. I thought my deuterium rods were going to be good enough.
Yeah, they don't feel so fast when we have so massive accumulators inside the max.
Well, we will begin to upgrade those. My next episode's got a couple more bits of research into vein utilization. And then we can start infinitely upgrading all sorts of things.
Yeah, I should be able to make 5 light years on 1/3 of power.
But again, Spooktober, I just want to just pass on my absolute admiration in the job that you guys have done and continued to do. I generally don't touch mods as a rule because mod authors tend to get bored or stuck or disheartened, and you guys have kept at it, which is brilliant. And I hope, and I mean this in the nicest way, I hope the devs put you out of a job by putting actual multiplayer in the game. I've looked how much money they've made. Given they've made $50 million, I am honestly amazed they haven't approached you guys going, here's $1 million, in the next 6 months can you just get networking implemented into the main code base? Genuinely surprised that hasn't happened.
Then they would not be out of work, but in work.
Yeah, but then they'd be out of work once it's implemented. But I really hope this gets official multiplayer. I have played the game single player. To a degree, I don't think it works. You get to the point where you're like, I have to do all of this by myself. I have to look after everything. And it's really awesome. We can go off, do different things, solve problems.
Delegate.
Yeah, and yeah, just go off and put down ray receivers. Please, someone send me 100 million titanium. Etc. How many AU?
Not joined yet, so...
Let's not risk it. Let's get Ismia landed.
Right. Oh yeah, fine. Still going, fine.
Yeah, okay. So
Okay.
I ran out of more power, about 10 AU. So I'm just I'm cruising my way there.
What's your ETA?
Just vibing.
He just likes to be high up in the stars.
It says 4 minutes.
You have enough to warp the rest of the way in a moment, yeah?
I will in a moment, yeah.
So we haven't had Esmea manage to join in like 4 streams. So that's why I want to get her in, and then on a planet with relatively small load.
I'm like, get in and fuck off.
Go on, fuck off, sing your up.
Go to a black hole.
Go to a black hole and never come back.
Wow.
Oh, from the unipolar magnets we want.
Yes.
Want all them.
Well, no, but I
Don't
mean,
you.
Esmea can send
By
those.
that time, I'll just be shipping them back.
Yeah.
Someone's got to go and get them.
Actually, you won't, because you're going to struggle a little bit, because of course there is no oil on this planet. So we may have to bring you a present of oil. Hey! Oh, she missed. She completely missed the planet.
Now it's showing unipolar magnets are available.
So it is. But no oil, which is... And there's no way to turn coal into oil, which is a shame, because that's obviously something that Mindustry has.
Saw it on the stream, just Esmea just flying, doing a flyby.
I mean, Spooktober, they have made genuinely...
It's a loop of shame.
In excess of $50 million from this game. They have the money. I have no... There's only one reason they don't want to implement networking, and that's because no one on the team knows how to do it. If a game is written properly, adding networking is not that hard. Given that you guys have done it, it proves the game was written well. You have managed that. I've worked on code bases where it's like, you want to implement networking in this, is you can't, you have to rewrite it. So I don't understand why they
It's
haven't.
moving fast. Tough to steer for it. Sorry, I nailed that at top speed. Didn't think before I did it.
Okay, so you've landed.
I have landed.
Okay, I'm going to save the game, and then we will get you all back in. Obviously, 1 by 1 by 1. Okay, who's first?
Ibs.
Max, then? Like, you're all very polite. I go, well, I can't possibly go first. No, after you, Sophia. No, I insist.
I was like, oh, gotta minimize the YouTube videos I'm watching.
As long as you don't go, me, click. That's not how it works. Okay, Max is in.
I'll go next.
Henry, go
Right,
for it.
ready, joining.
Yep.
Joining.
Just yell all aboard.
Yeah,
There you
so
go.
we need to do a signal response, because obviously someone needs to ask to join, and I need to let someone join so they don't join simultaneously, which, as you are aware, breaks it horribly. At least I think it does. It could just take a long time sending. So there's
Loading
Max,
state from server.
there's Max's join, and here's Henry's. Yeah, whatever you've done, whatever system you have for sending the data is very ping sensitive. Because Max is on superb, you're on gigabit fiber, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you on, Henry?
What is it? FTTC cabinet.
Fiber to
I
cabinet.
think.
Fiber to cabinet. Okay.
Yeah.
FTTC is the Federal Telecommunications and Trade Council, I think. FTC, fiber to cabinet, yeah. So Max is on FTP, which is going to be the best. Henry's on FTC, which is the next best. Malcolm,
Same, FTCC.
are you ready to join?
No, I'm not. I can be.
Shauka?
We push in join.
Shauka, yeah? It's FTC, not
Join the
FTTC. It's not fiber to the
No,
cabinet.
fiber to the cabinet.
Fiber to
That's what
cabinet.
they call it. No, they
Yep.
call it fiber to the cabinet and fiber to
Wouldn't that
the
be-
property. That's what like people like.
FTTC and FTTP.
I've never
Yep.
seen.
Yes.
I believe you. I've just never seen FTTC or FTTP.
Well, I shall
Have you got
find
them?
it for you.
What have I got? I've just got just dual ISDN. So it's old man joke. See, Max gets that.
I had that at one point.
Henry has a bit of
I
a
get
chuckle.
it. I get it.
I actually didn't hear what you said. What did you say?
Dual ISDN.
Yeah, I heard of ISDN, but that was before my time.
So
Really? You've
Yeah.
never heard of dual ISDN?
we used to
No.
have.
ISDN? Oh, that shit was crazy expensive.
No, we went 56 to was it ADSL?
Yeah.
Successful join.
So when I lived, when I worked in Airtel, we had dual ISDN. You're clear to join, by the way, Malcolm. So with dual ISDN.
Yeah, I'm sending you an image from OpenReach's website, and I'm about to join while you're doing that. Sorry, please continue.
So you got two 64 kilobit channels, and I'd share one to the house and keep one for myself. Yeah. But that wasn't the most awesome. I wonder if I can find a picture of it. So it was a modem, but it was an acoustic coupler. So I'll get a picture of an acoustic coupler in case you're young. So that's an acoustic coupler. So you put your phone into that one.
I'm in the game.
But we had a special one, and it would let you put 4 phones in simultaneously for a maximum transfer speed of 1200 baud per phone, for a maximum speed of, brace yourself, 4800 baud. Using four phone lines simultaneously and multiplexing the data together.
How many vines can I send on that?
I mean, 40. That's 4 kilobytes a second. No, it's not, is it? 4800 baud would be that divided by 8, wouldn't it? That's like 600.
What was baud again? Technically, it's like number of oscillations, or is that the number of bits of data?
I can't
No, it's
remember.
oscillations.
Yeah, but baud rate was. What was the relationship to bit rate? Is it 8 to 1?
No.
No, it's about 1 to 1. Yeah, it's about 1 to 1.
Yeah, it's a little bit lower. It's just
Yeah.
handshaking and things.
Yeah, so
Good job, Esmir. Good job.
So 4800 baud was about 4 and a bit K, but required 4 phone lines to do it.
Holy soil, this planet has mountains.
Wow.
Trunk.
We need that.
That's something else. Wait, is it trunk? I can't see the name of it. Alexa, play I Touch Myself. Oh shit, no. Alexa, no.
I was listening to Esmir saying, what do we want him to say?
Right, so are we in agreement we're going to continue to improve our vein efficiency, which means our veins wear out less slowly and we mine them quicker? Are we happy with that?
Yep.
Meh. Okay.
What would you prefer, Schalke? Bear in mind this means we need to set up veins less often.
There are quite a lot of ways. I would get the accumulator researches done.
Accumulator research?
But fine to do the way you're excited about
Hold
that.
on, what accumulator research? Were there no accumulator upgrades left?
The Icarus power core upgrades.
What, the maximum amount that it can do? Or the rate at which it does?
Max is more warming to my heart.
I will do that then, because it makes you happy. Also, that's like 8 times smaller. Ooh, unipolar magnets. But, in exchange, you need to send me more of what I need. Oh damn, it's more of that stuff from Malcolm.
What kind of stuff you need?
I think actually, I need Malcolm to just be better.
I'm trying to find out how to get soil. That's what I'm currently trying to do.
Well, the best way to get soil
I
is...
thought I had interstellar logistics stations. No, I have 2 orbital collectors.
it's okay.
damn.
I mean, you've got a lot of stuff to do anyway, so I'm sure I can work out bringing you some of those.
I don't have oil.
But you can do everything else. I mean, you need to start collecting stuff.
You can't do the titanium alloy if you don't happen to have that.
Oh, I've got tons of titanium. At least I have
Alloy. Do you have titanium
fire
alloy?
ice veins right next to me.
Alloy.
Do you have the alloy?
I have 85. That's enough to make 1 interstellar.
Particle containers. So I'm happy to come and bring some stuff.
Oh, no, I just need to make steel. Oh, shit.
Oh,
Okay.
steel's
Oh,
easy.
I got that.
No, you'll need sulfuric acid. Like, unless you didn't bring it.
For steel?
No, for
regular steel.
no, for
steel, where you just smelt more iron into steel.
No, for titanium alloy, which you need for the orbital collectors.
No, I have one of those.
Okay. Malcolm, I should probably point
85
out
or something like that.
that hot singles is much better to do that on than here. This is a very flat planet, whereas hot singles
Yeah,
is a
you make a
rocky
good
planet.
point.
But Shaka, do you have any soil? Because Shaka has been exploring.
Yep.
Could you please go to Sai and make his area flat?
Where is I? I might have some.
Go to well. If you bring up the map, it's quite obvious. There's like 30 ray receivers there. Oh, damn it! I was going to say something else about networking. Overall, I said it's my main complaints are with the game. Unless it should be networked, there doesn't seem to be any way to properly organise all your planetary logistics. Then you're like, what's sending what where? I can't find it. And yeah, fix the speed of joining and the reliability of that. And quite frankly, we're on to a winner. And that's cool. I noticed there are no spaceships flying up though.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, Shaka's been to lumpier planets than I have, so he's better to help. Ah, wait, I'm flying the wrong way. Is that the correct term?
Yes.
Lumpy?
Mountainous.
I'd prefer lumpy. Okay, we don't have any spaceships because we don't
Undulating.
Uh-oh. We're out of plane filters because we're out of... Oh, we're out of titanium glass because we're out of... Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o. I think we might be out of... Oh, no, there's... Oh, Spooktober, there is one other thing. We had some conveyor belts that just kept making an item. So a conveyor belt that had never ever carried a circuit
Oh, that was a
board.
fun bug until it wasn't.
Yeah, so it was a conveyor belt that had never ever been carrying a circuit board, was generating a circuit board every single tick. So we had unlimited free circuit boards for quite a while. And in fact,
Until it wasn't.
well, looking at this, I wonder if we have an issue here. So this conveyor belt's got water on it, even though there is no water in any of this. Oh, wait, hold on. Has someone just done a derp on the... What the fuck? And who did that? Right, never mind. That's not a bug. That's just an idiot. Someone managed to connect up the thing that should have titanium in it with water. So water got on the titanium line. So ignore that one. Yeah, I mean, this is something I actually chatted about on the stream. I did say that even if I had the source code, tracking it down would have been very hard. In the end, we had it happen a few times. We just deleted the conveyor and put it back, and that seemed to fix it after a few goes. It's the sort of bug people don't complain about too much because it does give you unlimited free stuff. But the weird thing was, it's probably a like a dangling pointer, because I wonder if it was pointing at somewhere else, because I don't think we'd even made conveyor belts or circuit boards on that planet. It was not something we were doing there. So it was a little bit of an odd thing to suddenly start getting.
More wit.
I don't think. I mean,
Sorry. Oh.
As I'm the host, I can go there without any issues. Let me show you
Oh,
where it
Error
was.
message.
Connection lost.
Oh.
Game
Alright.
error has occurred.
Oh, everyone got an error, did they?
Yep.
Oh,
I didn't.
nope. I didn't.
All the cool people got an error.
Do I rejoin?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't got an error, so therefore it's all good to rejoin.
Might just restart the game just in case.
Hold on, is it hot singles? I think it is hot singles.
That was...
No, where I'm going.
No, it's on Dora World.
No, where I'm
Oh,
going.
right.
I just wanted to show, what is his name now? Spooktober. It's changed so much since I was here last. There we go. Literally the other side of the planet from where I am. The important thing to note is at the time we had never ever ever made any circuit boards, so it wasn't an assembler out on this planet outputting, and it was just here. It's just like a one of these conveyor belts just suddenly stopped to make circuit boards. But
I'm sure we've got it on stream somewhere.
Yeah, we do actually have it on stream. Yes, unfortunately, yeah. Good luck watching all of that. But there was nothing here that could have been doing it. I mean, it could obviously be just a rogue pointer from anywhere in the planet, but I'm 80 to 90% sure nowhere on the entire planet were we making those, let alone.
I have not been reporting my doings that much, so I can't verify whether I accidentally have done the thing early in some planet somewhere.
Gonna make some more of these because we've only got 6 logistics vessels. But yeah, tracking down that bug. Oh my, no, I wouldn't want to, even in my own code. You'd need to start implementing like two-way links and verify them because probably a link is getting corrupted and yeah.
That's the sort of shit that makes you wish that this didn't need to be a mod.
That's that sort of shit that makes you wish you have a junior programmer you can go fix that. You've got 6 months before release.
Very nice.
Make sure it's fixed.
Mission to join.
Clear for Henry to join.
Joining.
So I should be around for SnowRunner tomorrow, by the way. Should be back in time for
Awesome.
that. And
Nice.
Thursday I am in Blackpool, so I will not be here for Live for Speed. But we can do Live for Speed maybe on Friday. Yeah, Wreckfest was brilliant, by the way. I've forgotten how funny Wreckfest was. Well, yeah, it's interesting. Max is very appreciably faster than Mr. Chicken. As I said, but it's ping related. Incidentally, if you do want to do a patch to 7.1 and you'd like us to look at it, we would be quite happy to. No, 7. This is mod 7.1. Running on version 0.8 of the game. Obviously, what we really want is
A Zigga Zigar.
no. What we really want is, you guys to have done a brilliant job and to make 0.9 work. But 0.8 with fixes, we're happy. 0.9, I mean, the Icarus edit thing, I have no idea what the devs were thinking, other than I can do what the hell I like, I'm rich. So, yeah, I mean, you guys will obviously have to do some sort of horror for transmitting that eventually, but I looked at the mech editor for about 5 minutes and just went, no.
Right, cheers to the games, guys, but I am disappearing.
Thank you for the rain, Certus. I'll see you tomorrow.
Ciao.
Adios.
Ciao, smälla.
What's merp? I said merp. Jacob, did you say, was that goodbye or? Okay. You just went merp.
That tried to be that, yeah.
But I don't know if that was I am now landing on Dora World, prepare yourself. Ooh,
Prepare yourself.
critical photons are a lot of power. Oh, they're not fuel. Ah. Spooktober, when a new patch comes out though, is it generally all the same thing, or are you struggling with massive differences for each patch.
Versing hot singles.
Well, it's good to know that the cache does work, but it only caches planets you've already been to. Right, obviously, that's what a cache is. Right, why is that gone down to... Oh,
Already that. Shall I go and
why is
fuel
it
up?
down? Oh, it's going down with the sun, isn't it? I mean, I mentioned this to you guys on stream before. Like, it's a shame that we don't have someone who's a lot more, I don't want to say outgoing, but can actively approach devs saying, hello, we want to test your game, we want to be paid, and there's a whole bunch of us and we'll do it on stream. Because, like, there's quite a lot of us, and that's why, speaking as a game developer, it's quite hard sometimes to get a whole bunch of people to play your game. And we are experienced games players. At least 2 of us have been professional testers, which is, rather good.
One of us is professionally qualified as well.
I was never qualified. I just got paid to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, are they doing
That's
it?
that's public feedback that's like might be negative. Is that in the contrary to the ethos of buying all the magazines with stellar reviews?
Yeah, I mean that's more like AAA. AAA wouldn't be interested. It's more like indie stuff. Yeah, I did use... Oh, bug, I forgot the name of it now. The alternate method of compiling stuff for Unity. And my god, is it buggy. Like, it's quick, because it's pre-compiled rather than just in time. And it's really quick, but stuff just crashes. So yeah, I
hot singles.
haven't used that very much myself. Well, I'm just going to pop the map up so you guys can watch it. And spaceships are launching, so that's good. And I'm going to grab a drink.
Ending on hot singles in 5. Ooh. Landing.
Maybe the letters are like 25% done.
Unfortunately, we can't tell. We can tell in version 0.9, but not 0.8. I think 25% might be even a bit optimistic. Appears we're lacking spaceships rather than... I did just fix an issue though. We did actually have an issue. Someone had managed to get water onto the titanium line. I was going to ask. So, I knew this would happen. So we played Witch It last night, which is, it is a prop hunt clone. And I really enjoyed it. And it went back to the, when we were doing the hunt stuff in GTA, which is what inspired me to look at writing sneaky spaceships in the first place. And I think I might revisit it. And I was wondering how best to approach it. Like, I wonder if it would be worth making a video with you lot, like an actual video rather than a stream, about an hour long, and just to saying to people, look, I've got this idea for a game, here's how it works. I need ideas or suggestions or thoughts or discussion.
4 hour long thing?
About
How it works, about 5 minutes or 10 minutes.
Yeah, but the first 5 minutes would be how it works currently, and then chatting with you guys about the actual any ideas, and then just saying, hey guys out there, what do you think? Because I was playing it today, so I hooked up VR support for it today, and I also implemented the new Unity input system, which is such a pain in the arse because I can't use Rewired. And on top of that, you have to use it for VR, and then I implemented some toggle switches and stuff. But just being in the cockpit of the spaceship was kind of cool. But the level I've put together I don't think is very optimal. I think it's too big. And I haven't really thought it through. I've just kind of put stuff in just to sort of learn and practice. I didn't know when would be best. Whether or not we actually take an evening off streaming and do this video instead. Or do it before, or do it on a Sunday afternoon maybe. Because
That's an hour for viewers or as producers to spend time making it.
I was pretty much going to do a snapshot of just an hour's brain dump. Something I've been trying to do, you see, is actually show stuff off as I'm doing it. Because I was showing stuff off on the fantastically entitled Unnamed HDR project. Because I don't show off my work in progress stuff anywhere near enough. And what I'm looking for is people either going, oh, I'd never play that, or, whoa, oh, I can't wait to play that because I really like that. You know, showing off the shadows here. So it's for feedback. I mean, this is what made Fortresscraft, was people getting very, very excited about Fortresscraft. So I need to sort of get some of that, and also find out of the 5 projects I'm supposed to be finishing in the next 10 months or so, which ones excite people the most and which ones don't really excite people at all.
Didn't you have a bad experience with 2D Fortresscraft then?
Exactly.
Showcasing.
Yes, but that was because... Yes, absolutely I did. But Eden has very firmly taught me that you must have the hype train going. It's really important. And hence with this, you know, it may have been that if I had released Fortresscraft 2D, people would have been like, wow, this is brilliant. It's equally likely that I would have got all the same abuse. Anyway. Get rid of my spare hydrogen.
So, get abused fast?
You know, fail early, fail often. That's the Linux way. No, that's the SpaceX way, isn't it? the Linux way, sorry, it's... What's the, is it fail fast, fail often, fail early?
Yeah. Fail often, fail, yeah, it's something like that.
You got to have the word early, not
yeah,
not fail fast, fail often. That's a terrible way. Fail early, not fail fast.
Yeah.
I think
Well, fail fast is the same thing, really.
No, because you see, if I have a car that fails fast, that's a bad thing. But if a car that fails early, that's fine because I was expecting it. Failing fast just makes it sound like it didn't last very long.
But yeah, that's the point. That you don't want to draw out the failure. You don't want to save it. You want to like try something
Stop
and then
working on it. Yeah.
if the spaghetti sticks, then you only do the thing. But otherwise, you want to throw the next spaghetti on the wall.
Sorry, I was completely distracted by the.
Hey, I got that reference.
the sheer insane amount of logistics ships that just left this dock. So apparently hydrogen was in great demand. Well, I mean, I know the phrase throw it at the wall and see what sticks. It works for spaghetti or shit or, you know, like
No, okay,
spiders.
so when you're cooking spaghetti or other certain types of pastas, you throw it at the wall, and if it sticks, it's ready. If it doesn't stick, if it just falls right down, it's not ready.
So let me get this straight. If you throw your spaghetti on the wall, and if it sticks, you peel it off the wall and eat it. A, that's disgusting. B, you throw it at the wall and
You
if it falls
take
on the floor.
a singular noodle and throw it at the wall.
No, that's not what you said. And then, whilst cooking, you throw all your spaghetti at the wall. And if it doesn't stick, it hits the floor and you put it back in for another couple of minutes. You disgust me, sir. Americans. They don't know any better.
I'll take him anywhere.
No, we don't.
Okay, right. I've just all the hydrogen. I've just got lots. I think we might need a whole bunch more orbital collectors. You know. I've find. Oh no, we just have a lot of storage capacity for hydrogen. But Spooktober, have you chatted with the developers at all? I know they are Chinese. I don't mean that as like a derogatory way, or bloody Chinese, but like obviously there is a language barrier. But in one of my games, I actually put in a lot. I supported mods, but I also did stuff where I could to make mod authors' life easier. So I put in graphics just for mod authors and stuff. I didn't know if they were actually doing anything along those lines to help out. Or whether they're like, no, we don't care. We wish you weren't modding it. All of these oil refineries don't seem to... Oh, they can't offload their oil. Oh my god, we're actually not using enough oil. Really? Oh, this is all the oil stuff that's backed up because it's only for... Like plastic. Oh, because it's only for crystals. We're doing this. Oh, that's a shame. I could possibly try reaching out to them on Twitter. I do have quite a lot of Twitter followers, and the chances of them not having played my game, I think, are fairly small, given everything. So, if I can be of any help, you know, I would very happily do so. Does it matter this oil isn't moving? I'm not sure it does. We just have a lot of oil. We're not using any sulfuric acid or... Oh, that was new sulfuric acid. What is that then?
We are probably importing a lot of sulfuric acid.
Yeah, so all of our oil use has gone to sleep. That's actually probably a good thing, thinking about it. Because we're importing organic crystals and we're importing...
Arriving the door
refined oil. Oh. So that's why I've got this graph up, so I can see whether the game has actually crashed or it's still working. But yeah, if you could speed this bit up. This is the biggest issue, is this chunk here. But I mean, I'm transmitting I'm going to guess an 1/8 of my network bandwidth here. Maybe a 5th. No. 12th. Direction. I assume...
To me, it would make sense to start loading the planets when you are in the star system.
No, because
it starts only when you are near the planet.
They're loading they're loading it when the game starts rendering it, because that's when it exists for you anyway. I did have a poke around their data files, because I did notice that they've hard coded all of the graphics in their own format. I'm assuming they're using quite a lot of compute shaders as well. I haven't poked into their resource files because I am a good boy. But yeah, I'm assuming they're using compute shaders. Given the way the game is, I'm very sure there's extensive compute shaders. I wouldn't be at all surprised if there's dot stuff going on. And that shit's hard enough to write from the get-go, let alone trying to retroactively retroactively add it. I mean, compute shaders are amazing. So compute shaders, I had a thermal simulation, and the thermal simulation took about 300 milliseconds to complete on the CPU after optimizing. That same piece of code shoved onto a compute shader took 0.3 milliseconds. So it was 1,000 times faster. Not a little bit faster, 1,000. What is this madness, Schalke?
What madness?
I don't know, you seem to be running graphite somewhere. Bear in mind, a lot.
Graphite.
Bear in mind, a lot of this is on the network now, or should be.
I am trying to make it more on the network.
Cool.
And this was standing somewhat idle.
They've hard coded the planet size as a constant into the shader.
That means only one-sized planets. Ooh.
I could have told you that.
There is a mod that changes the side of the planets, though. Someone was discussing it last week. There is a way to just... another mod has already worked out how to get at that. Warlock, what do you mean, sorry? You never liked the idea of OpenGL shaders. Do you think we should all be writing shaders in opcodes, like we're working on the original Xbox again? Really?
Do I hear a traumatic memory being triggered?
Oh, wow. I mean, the thing is, I now work in shader graph, and I have spent 20 years learning HLSL, opcodes, the various variants. All of it's pointless. Shader graph is so much better. I can knock up a shader that's more efficient and looks better in 5 minutes than I can do in an hour with HLSL, or 10 hours with opcodes. Not really. I mean, NVIDIA and ATI do just give them. If ever you see a game and it says something like optimizing shaders or optimizing or anything like that, that's because it's compiling the shaders to your specific video card. No Man's Sky does take quite a long time to do this. I poke Griff saying, please do these on demand. Don't do them willy-nilly. But yeah, I'm just trying to think back to the... Because obviously Xbox and PlayStation 2 were fixed function pipelines. Microsoft supplied us with a shader compiler. We never had to do that for the Xbox or PC. Like, Microsoft gave us one. I can't remember on PS3. It can't have been fixed function. It can't have been. Bear in mind, I still have them in my garage. I have a stack of PlayStation 2 manuals. I think there are 13 manuals for the PlayStation 2 dev kit. Each one details a processor and lists all of the opcodes. And the first thing they expected you to do was to write your own compiler. And we just went, we're not doing this. And we just said we'll only release stuff on GameCube or Xbox. Like, we just literally won't write stuff for your console. This is insane.
Wow.
The other thing they did, one of the terrible things at PlayStation 2, is the PlayStation 2, I'm going to forget the number, but let's say that the L1 cache was 32 kilobytes. And the PlayStation 2 had an L1 cache of 32 kilobytes. And we actually asked why. And they said, well, we analysed all of the PlayStation 1 games and all of the games that ran the best fit into a 32K inner loop. And we're like, yes, because we optimised it to fit inside the 32K inner loop. If you'd given us a 128 kilobyte cache, we'd have optimised the inner loop to 128K. Like, it was bizarre they got the horse before the cart so much there.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have to laugh. I actually have a PlayStation 2 dev kit behind me on the very nice circuit board, and I cleaned it all out when Max and I took it to bits. And it actually says on the circuit board, Sony EE. The CPU that is so powerful, it can simulate emotions. The emotion engine. It's a Toshiba MIPS CPU. It's literally an off-the-shelf CPU they bought from Toshiba. But they branded it. They branded it so hard it killed the poor Dreamcast dead. Because no one bought the Dreamcast because you heard about PlayStation 2. It can simulate emotions. It's so powerful. Yeah. And it was better than Dreamcast, but not by a lot. Yeah, it was a Toshiba MIPS processor. That's what I said. But my point was...
I think I've got a bug here, by the way.
Yeah, possibly.
I'm trying to upgrade a conveyor belt, but it's not actually upgrading to the tier I'm asking it to upgrade to.
Yep.
I've tried to upgrade it, it's just giving me a load of the crap ones instead. I'm like, what?
Where are you?
I'm on Matty.
I'll have a look then. That might be a sync issue of some sort.
Oh, right. Should I try resyncing? It's not quit and rejoin the job, isn't it?
There isn't a resync button. That seems like a sensible thing to add.
Yeah.
I'm on my way to Matty.
One thing you could do is just delete this thing that you were trying to upgrade and then rebuild it.
Well, let me.
I've lost the resources that I was using to make it fast. I don't want to take it away completely. I have to make some more.
I mean, I'm afraid Warlock. I'm an x86 and 68K boy. MIPS was all right. The problem was that I was one of about 2 people in our company that had any 68K backing. So when stuff went wrong with the PS3, I had to go and try and remember 20-year-old bits of knowledge about the processor. I like bra, D-bra, D-bra, like boobs. Wow, there's a who designed all this? So just to be clear, Spooktober, the main limiting factor is not the storage hoppers, it's the belts. Wow. Oh, wait,
You are probably looking at my designs.
I think this does look like something you'd make. Oh, where is Max?
I'm underneath you. Just land.
Oh yeah.
Just land.
Right, what are we trying to upgrade?
So from this sorter, it's going two directions. I'm trying to speed this line up, going over here and this way.
Okay, and just to be clear, you selected upgrade facilities, and are you upgrade plus
just
one? Or...
you, and just press shift.
Wait. But are you at +1 or +2 or -1?
Oh, how do I do that? I thought I just auto when you hit upgrade, you told to upgrade to the next.
Well, you see the massive dialogue box that's popped up at the bottom.
It says +1. It says
+1. So that's upgrade by +1. Okay. I mean, I can probably do it.
Oh, I see. +2, +1, downgrade. Oh, I see.
Yeah, and you can downgrade too.
Okay.
Try upgrading it again.
So I've just made 60 conveyor belt Mark 2s. I'm going to press shift and click on it. It doesn't tell me how many I need, but I'm assuming I've got enough to do it. Click.
Yep, it's done it.
And that time it did it.
Yeah. Now, bear in mind, I just upgraded them as well, so that might have been why.
Right.
I'll upgrade the input as well.
Yeah. Just trying to get more across there. Is that a little more hungry?
Also, bear in mind, you can also upgrade the assembling machines as well.
Yes, I've done one tier, but then I started looking at the belts. Oh, that's not right.
Yeah. That's quite a good thing. The top tier ones are a little awkward because they're materials you don't have to carry around, like particle broadband.
Yes, and the fiber optic something or other.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is it fiber? I thought it was particle broadband. Particle broadband, yeah. It looks like fiber optic. They just call it particle broadband because it's the future.
Yeah.
Is that going in? Where does this come out? Does this come out? Yeah, x86 is my speciality. I'm a little bit. Which way is this moving? That's moving that way. Has Shaco just collected all this rocks and then it's not doing anything with it?
If I'm gonna make a sink and it's not leading anywhere, it's better be big, so it doesn't saturate.
True.
Now you have the opportunity to have a machine and we can then churn through that.
What, all this rock? He's still my beating heart. Oh yes, compilers got very, very good these days. I mean, to the point where it was still a question I got asked. It was always the same thing. And it was I equals 3, I times equals 2. It's like, how can you optimize this? And the answer was always that. Always, shift right by 1. And I'm like, I sort of had to say to people, do you really think the compiler doesn't know? This is one of the most basic tricks. Instead of multiply by 2, shift it. I'm like, compilers started doing this in about 1993. And I was still being told this. Oh my God, I know. Like 20 years later, I'm being told this. And someone said, look at the azimuth. It's always a good thing in interviews. I'm like, look at the output from the assembler. I guarantee you, they are not, the compilers are not that stupid. It is the most noddy. Oh, bugger. Is this mouse? It's the most noddy compiler optimization. And this is the thing. I mean, this is a good bit of advice I was told by a guy called Simon. Trust your compiler. You must trust the compiler is not stupid. Sometimes they are, but you know, in all my years, we only ran into 2 compiler bugs, and I shipped 74 AAA SKUs. 2 compiler bugs, and that's it. And it was proper, like, you know, we had to go back to the compiler manufacturer going, if we do this and this breaks, and we do this, and it's the same bit of code, it compiles to something else. That was awesome, being able to do that. The best one was I had a Pascal compile error, and if you took a comment out, the program ran. If you put the comment in, it didn't run. Because back then,
Wow.
they weren't that smart. But I actually had this discussion with my lead on, I think, Burnout 3, maybe Burnout 2. But I commented out a line of code. No, I commented out hash include. It's, well, be careful, the compiler will still process that. And I'm like, what? Like, the compiler will strip out all of the comments first. He goes, oh, no, you know, the compiler can still read the comments. And I'm like, I'm really sure you're wrong. But I'm like, let's verify this. So we put in a whole bunch of comments. Obviously, the compiler strips comments out first. It doesn't pass that down to the, you know, the transpiler. It's already gone. But yeah, it was that and a few other things that I've tried where possible to keep up with technology and changes in the way we write computer programs, certainly computer games, rather than just saying, I knew this was true in 1992, it must still be true. What was the thing that I came across earlier? I was looking at the new Unity input system, and where's the line of code? Yeah. So I'd like to point out, oh, good job, Ismir. I'd like to point out, this is the documentation. This is one of their example things. I'm like, action performed plus equals. So we're adding to a delegate. underscore. I'm like, what? Some fancy more delegate shit. I'm like, what is this? What, like, he's telling me I have to write code. I have never, the point is, I've never even seen this syntax, let alone have a clue how I should or shouldn't be using it. And I'm
that's JavaScript now.
no, this is C#. This is but
Well, it's also in JavaScript, I mean.
yeah, apparently it's a nullable thing. But my point is,
Might be different. Yeah.
this is their example, and this is their input code, and that's the terrifying thing. I'm like, you've got this level of bullshittery. Let's call it. You've got this a smiley face. It's got an ear and you put that in your example code for how to read a thing off the. And I'm like, oh god, Unity's going this way of, I'll say, modern programming. It's slow. I guarantee you, pissing about with lambdas and delegates is slower. As a games developer, speed is what I care about. It's second only to good documentation. No. I don't want you to explain it to me. You're missing the point. They didn't explain it to me. I saw this piece of code. I'm like, is this a typo? Is this a smiley face in the middle of it? What's going on? But it's the underscore. That's the bit. It was just action performed plus equals, right? Adding to a delegate, list of command, break, cool. Space, underscore space. Is this a typo? Equals greater than fire. I do. I mean, the thing is, I don't use for each. I don't use delegates. I don't use lambdas. All of this shit is slow. I don't even use inheritance when I can avoid it, because that's slow. I mean, I had to deal with vtable cache missions on the PS2. Every time you were inheriting, and you called a function, if your class was nested or inherited 7 deep, then you had to do 7 vtable lookups, which was very slow back then. So this kind of keep it simple stupid has stuck with me for an extremely long time. So when I see code like that, I just stare at it with horror, going, what is this code doing? And more importantly, what's it doing under the hood? What does it compile down to? And that's the terror of C++. C#, sorry.
Yeah.
Is you can have a little line of code that expands an awful lot of assembly. And that's why for each and link, I've seen for each for delegates, and it's just horrifying. It's just properly, you have got to be joking. No, the underscore means that the action performed could be null. So in that particular line of code, I think, and I could be wrong, I think that means add the fire delegate, and if it doesn't exist, are you serious, Tad?
Uh-oh.
You're not going to tell me to fucking save the game first?
Let's try.
Without saving the game first?
Oh. That's all me?
Me joining was a fucking miracle that we pulled it off.
Ow.
But you are closer than I am.
Oh, about being close, it's about speed.
Yeah, so this means add that function or a null function. I think it's nullable, I think. The problem is, yeah, there you go. So yeah, you want this one as well, Max, because this is the problem, that he's disconnected during the connection. Right. Not you, Max, other Max, and now that dialog box is stuck there forever.
Oh, player rejoining game, please wait, and we are going to wait forever.
Yes.
No. Oh, I thought it booted. It lagged out after a while.
Nope.
Nope.
Not if you get disconnected during the connection process. So this is the thing.
It's just or
he has.
It sent me a message.
He has disconnected. Yeah, but I haven't got it. I've crashed with an NRE because during the so I'm 90% sure. So this is what I mean about troubleshooting. I'm 90% sure what's happened is Tad has disconnected, and as so, it is sending a packet to all players, telling us all that Tad has disconnected. Tad is one of those players. You're telling the player that is disconnected that he's disconnecting, and the whole thing has died. Oh, can I actually save the game? Hold on. Oh, I can't drag the dialogue. I can't click on any of those. Yeah. But yeah, Tad, what the fuck without telling me?
Yeah, that's on me. I apologize.
Yeah, well, good.
Not that that does any good, but
No. Well, I mean, we've now got one of the developers here, and it's his fault that it breaks.
Oh my god. It was so bad. I had to Alt F4 out.
Me too.
Yeah. The issue is because it's died during a bit. It's never coming back out of it, saying, "Hey, let's carry on." But again, I understand why. Oh.
Do we rejoin based on distance?
But no, let's get you in first, Esmir, because you're on the empty planet.
and you're farther away than me. So what does that have to do?
Because you've got a wet piece of string instead of a real internet. Well, apart from your internet, how are you, Tad?
Another exciting.
Let me know when.
I will let you know. Continue. Last autosave was from 7 minutes ago. Did you see my new toy, Tad? I bought a thermal imager. I've always wanted one.
I did see that. We have one at work, and they're amazing.
Esmir, it's fine for you to join.
Joining now?
So apart from the obvious, can
My
anyone
goodness,
give
how-
good suggestions of things I can take photos of with my thermal imager?
Fucking hell, that was fast.
Yeah, because you're on an empty planet.
Your controller.
My control? I'm not holding it, so...
And?
Well, it'll just be room temperature.
For LEDs.
It's thermal, not infrared.
What's the difference?
There'll be some warmth in there, surely. When it's on.
I mean, I did take a picture of my VR helmet earlier, because my goodness me, does that get warm.
Yeah, I just saw that
Yeah.
picture.
That's
That's very hot.
Yeah, so but you can see the LEDs do get slightly warm, but that's my hand touching it there.
What, your drink pot? Your drinkable drink or whatever it's called.
Yeah, well, earlier I did a picture.
Light bulb.
Yeah, the thing, it needs to be something
Your
that's...
speakers.
I think I obviously I know that light bulbs are going to be warm. What was interesting was the photo of my dinner, because they had...
Not hot though, are they? Anymore. The LED ones are actually just I can just grab my ones while I run and just
Yeah,
take them out.
but the way it works is for any given image, it will show you the range of the coldest thing to the lightest thing in that image. So either it's a very subtle gradient or a massive one, depending on what you're looking at. But I looked at my dinner earlier, and it was weird because my dinner had like these massive black patches on it, and I was like, oh, have I not cooked it properly? I'll put the picture on Discord of my dinner, because this is where I am. You see, with
Microwaved or cooked in an oven?
well. See, my thought was exactly your thought, which was, I wonder if it was the fact it was microwave, but no. So I'll pop the picture in, just in case anyone wants to throw in a guess before I
Did you throw any of it at the mall?
Yeah, I did not. I did not, because it's not how I roll. So yeah, can you work out what's going on
Well,
there
you're
then?
doing it wrong.
So the hot part of the food is 53 degrees, and the coldest thing in that image is 71. 7.1.
You put cheese on the top of it.
Cheese on it. He's correct.
I had the same. It's very similar, which is why I recognise the shape.
Yeah. And then
What was
Is that suddenly spaghetti and meatballs, by any chance?
yeah, spaghetti bolognese, but yeah, the dark stuff's cheese. And then I took a photo down my stairwell. So as my house goes up, the bottom of my house is 20 degrees, and the top of my house is 26 degrees because of the fact that all of the hot air funnels up. So the bottom of my house is cold, and the top of my house is really hot.
Wow, that's
Put
quite
computers
a
on the bottom floor.
transition.
Well, that doesn't really help because the heat still goes up the stairwell. But yeah, I've been
If it
taking...
keeps the computers cold.
Yep.
So, Warlock, I did take photos. Oh, I don't think I've got them. I did take a look at my ceiling, and you can see the joists because they are definitely a different temperature.
Yep.
Yep. And I can see the cold bits of the outside walls. So I can see where the outside walls have got joists that are transmitting cold. It's the Flare 1 Pro. There was an offer on, and I was like, it was cheaper than the home version, so I got it. I've always wanted one. Was it? Looks like the offer's off.
Whatever.
I want to say 60%. Oh, hold on. An offer.
Request to join.
It's safe for Shackle to join.
Joining.
I think it was that one, but the offer doesn't seem to be on anymore. No, there we go. It's that one. There you go, it's that one. So it's 33% off right now. Let me delete the wrong message. Interesting.
Message is still wrong. You need to put up to the first slash. All that guff afterwards is just your sort of reference.
Effort though. It seems like a you problem. So interesting. The thermal bit's only 160 by 120, but what it does is it has the high resolution stuff and it overlays it. I've always
Successful join.
Yes, I've always wanted one. Until now, they have generally been in the thousands of pounds. And I saw 33% off, and I went, yep. And obviously, I've got 2 weeks if I decided I don't want it, but so far, it's been brilliant. But the funniest thing is you have to choose what range of temperatures. You have 2 ranges of temperatures. So I can either do between, sorry, this is not going to be in freedom units, between -20 and +120, or 0 and +400, depending on what sort of temperatures I'm expecting. But yeah, so this one, I'm super happy with it. I've genuinely always wanted one. Like ever since I saw Predator, I've wanted one. So, well, who hasn't? Let's be honest. And now I'm just a bit sad that we don't.
I don't know. I mean, after I had to use one in Iraq, it was really clunky.
Surely that's night vision, not thermal imaging, though.
No.
That?
I had in my unit. They threw a thermal imager at me, and I was just like, "What the hell do you want me to do with this?" They're like, "I want you to learn it inside and out." It's like, "Oh, fuck."
No, Shaka, there are three typical ways of doing it. There's light amplification, which is just taking the normal visible light spectrum and essentially turning the brightness really, really high. There is infrared.
It's only analog right now.
And infrared is you have an infrared light source which humans can't see, and then you have a camera that
LEDs
captures
are doing
infrared,
that now.
and then you can see the infrared. So that gives you a grayscale image. Or you can do thermal imaging, which is actually measuring the intensity of heat, but it's not. It doesn't throw infrared into the scene to let you see.
So it's like a passive infrared camera.
It's a passive infrared camera. But if you look at a mirror, you see your own reflection, but your heat reflection rather than your light reflection.
Permission to join.
Clear for Henry to join.
Joining.
So they've discounted the iOS Flow 1 Pro for iOS. They haven't discounted the Flow 1 Pro for Android.
I'm wondering, you see, if there's one about to be released. I wonder if that was why, because that is 33% off. So that's the one that I got, and I'm like, yep.
Joined.
What's the little twiddly thing?
It's quite a. It moves the. I'm breaking the stream. It moves the twiddly. It moves the connector in and out. So if you've got a big chunky case, because you're a workman, you can still go in. So that moves the lightning connector up and down.
Oh.
I've never seen that. Because I've had peripherals before that I've had to remove my case in order to use, because obviously if not every case is the same. So yes, it was a purchase I shall attempt to find uses for. Let's be honest, but I have been so far very enamoured with them.
This is confusing. So down the bottom of the page, they actually have it on discount, 37% off.
Oh wow!
Flow 1 Pro Android. It's a micro USB one.
Yeah.
Not the
So
USB-C.
So the thing, I mean, the micro USB one is definitely outdated. So is the Lightning connector, really, because all the new Apples have got C's. So I suspect that's why they're cheap. Is because it's not for last gen,
Old.
but it's for current gen, not up and coming gen. It's about to be old. Right, we have spaceships launching. There's solar cells lining up.
Permission to join?
It is safe for you to join.
Clearly, you need to put people next to each other and then see whether you can see their relationship status on that.
So stand near someone and see if I'm hot for them.
Yeah.
My Facebook feed is just going to it's just going to be all like Predator vision. Yeah, so Warlock D, it's possible that Fleer are going to be doing ones that are higher resolution and USB-C, and this is just the end of their last stock. That's fine. This will probably do me happily for a long time. Like I said, I've always wanted one. I'm just sort of taking videos of everything, and you can see like the warm bits on my wrist rest where I've been resting my hands on it, and you know, it's just great. And little pictures of Dora. Where she's been sitting. Dora looks terrifying on thermal imaging because she has very bright eyes and a very cold, wet nose. Love her.
Rat bag.
We do love her, no matter how much of a rat bag he is. That does not diminish my love for her. But yeah, if anyone has any cool things I should take pictures of, let me know. It's mostly about things that you wouldn't like.
Ice.
No,
That's
see,
cool,
that's
isn't it?
cool. But no, so you're not thinking about it. The heated seats of my car, because you get to see the pattern for the heated seats.
Oh, the heating element, yeah.
The heating element, yeah. Yeah, the aircon unit was interesting because you got to see the aircon unit itself, and then you got to see all the bits that the aircon unit made warm. Did I take a photo of that? No. Oh, the outside of my house. Now, see, now that's thinking with portals. Oh, there we go. I do have a picture of my aircon unit going. Sorry, my ground source heat pump. So that's interesting as well. I realised that, welcome to the stream where we get distracted. But you can see the aircon output, then you've got the aircon unit itself, and then of course the ceiling is warmer because that is where the heat goes. And you can see all the bits that the aircon has touched. That there is my Xbox, and that's my amp. The hottest thing, though, apparently, which I'm not sure I believe, is the that's my wall wart for my power line transmission. This black spot here is a gap on my windowsill where I don't have a bookcase. But yeah, I thought that was actually rather fascinating. But yeah, outside of the home is a good idea, certainly at night.
You should do the windows. Check the windows. See them. Yeah, and obviously the outside. Yeah.
Well, the windows are kind of boring. I've checked because they look alright, and then where the glass touches the plastic, it goes cold because obviously that's the bit where there's a physical connection. I mean, I don't have any obvious. I'm not doing it now. It's cold out. I'm comfy. There's no rush. Well, I took a photo earlier of an LED light next to an AC wall wart, which was interesting. So that's an LED light on the right, and this is the AC, not DC, this is an AC wall wart that runs my pump in my cat's water fountain. Oh man, how about after I go for a poo, photo... No, I won't take it.
Oh no.
Well, it would be warm, obviously.
It would be
but the
warm.
water would be warm potentially as well.
How
So
warm
just a
is
big bowl of warm.
I can't take a photo of the back of my phone for obvious reasons.
I can tell you that answer without even bother using a flare as well.
It's body temperature. Yes, but I want to see.
Yeah.
You could do. I don't know if that.
Well, it's dumping into cold water though, so.
Yes, but it will. You'd still see the warm part.
Excuse the expression, just dumping it.
I wonder if there is actually a /r/infrared pictures of poo.
Rule 34.
A mirror.
Think about that.
I thought now I'm getting confused with Rule 34. I'm thinking of, aren't I? Never mind.
Yeah, a photo of the back of my phone in a mirror would absolutely show the heat of the phone. Yes, good point. But for instance, it's useful. So I mean, it does take about 20 seconds to boot the app, which is a bit of a pain. But it means I could check if the kettle is warm without having to touch it. How amazing is that? That's useful.
Oh
That is.
God.
I'm improving our research right now, by the way. I'm doing stuff that doesn't require white.
Medal for that.
The 3D printer is going to be really obvious what it's going to be. Though I will get to see if there's a nice even heating of the bed. I'm just doing all of the non-white ones because white is slowly accumulating. So that's that. But the important thing is that this picks up heat, not infrared light. Like if I shine an infrared light at it, it doesn't go, "Oh, that's hot." It's somewhere. I don't know how.
But heat is infrared light, so.
But an infrared, an infrared LED on the end of your remote control is not warm, though, is it?
No, it's not emitting heat; it's emitting light.
I guess it's very faint in comparison to actual heat sources.
The amount of energy emitted, I guess.
Maybe one is at the very, very, very low end of. I got a unipolar magnets again. Maybe
If you point a remote controller into your hand and try to feel whether it raises your temperature, it's not gonna feel like anything.
But that's because there's not a lot of energy coming out of it,
Right,
rather
yeah,
than anything
whatever.
to do with the frequency.
Let's just plug it back in. I put it all away. Let me take a photo of the end of my remote control. Let us use
Right.
science.
Brain just wanted to say something else there.
Right. Oh. Anyway, it's my birthday very soon, so I felt this was a suitable
Yes.
present for myself. Am I enjoying the app? No, not really, because you asked me if I was enjoying the app. Right, so I'm pointing the remote control with the volume up button at the camera. And I can see the infrared LED. Just. But no, there's definitely nothing. The infrared camera is not showing me the light on the remote control. For whatever reason. I mean, well, there's nothing wrong with the app. But it's like, am I going to recommend the app that I have to use in order to use the camera? Not really. No, I'm not, because this is the app I have to use.
There's a lot of choice in that matter, is there?
No, I mean, there is an API, but I mean, it takes photos of stuff. I mean, there's nothing more you'd want it to do. So I'm just looking at my keyboard. I can see my WASD are warmer. My mouse is nice and warm. But then it's weird, like, if I look behind the power brick behind my monitor, like I've got a 4-gang plug. It's not warm. It's not warm to the touch, but it's much warmer than the surrounding sort of. Like the wall of my room is 22 degrees apparently. The plug sockets are 31 degrees because they have a little neon light in them, I guess. Anyway, I wanted it. I don't have to adjust myself to anyone.
I guess the most cool things would be visually totally invisible, but only thermally.
Like,
And you don't have any glue to photograph them.
well, like heated seats.
No.
Underfloor.
But like if you like had a heat spot and some animal was there, and the heat spot was also only glue, you couldn't like figure to point the camera into there.
Okay, I am going to send you a picture of this one as well, Max, but I believe this has nothing to do with you. Feel free to correct me, but I believe this is an actual error with the game. It appears to be ignorable quite happily. So I think that's just a thread timing event where it looks like it was trying to do something with a drone ship, and it just timed out. But I don't think that's a networking error. Just a regular old game error. What we were doing? Oh yeah. How many whites have we got? 2, 4, 6, 8. I've got about 1,000 whites. We need 8,000. So why don't we have any more whites? Oh, we're nearly to the point where the next limiting factor will be more research stations, which is a shame because I really haven't designed it with that in mind. Because the problem is it's 6 in, 1 out, so it's not very easy to do this in a like a factory way. Because you've got to leave a gap between it, and so Too many drones. Well, maybe. It happened. I mean, was anyone fiddling with logistics drones? I don't think so. But I was under I was under the impression that was a game crash rather than a networking one. So I'm not blaming you for that one. But yeah, I mean, we've currently done 35 hours in this game. And we have been very happy with it. So a big thank you, and please do pass on a big thank you to the team. Genuinely impressed. Well done.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know me. I'm not impressed by anything except this. This is great. In transit 17, that's it, right? Well, we've had 35 hours of up to 8 of us. We're actually running out of glass. So, from hot singles, are we transmitting glass? Is it called glass? Just fucking
Unsure right now.
glass. Because oh, that comes from rock. Okay, in that case, that's a this planet thing. That's rock we got left. 3 million. Okay. Supply. Right. What? Wait. Supply.
Wow. If I look out at the other stars, I can watch the logistics ships traveling between them.
Oh, cool. Oh.
Between star that was and trunk.
That is cool. But yeah, regarding the sneaky spaceships, I kind of wanted to do a stream and just chat about some of the things we'd like to try and put in the game. And I was very much considering shipping it without a lot more work as an early access game and saying, don't buy it if you don't want to be involved in development. I don't quite know what I want as the game yet. If you guys have got suggestions, then that'd be cool.
So you want developers and you want them to pay to you?
Have you played any early access games, Shaka?
I guess I have, but I haven't seen it discussed in those terms.
But then the point of early access was to be able to experiment with stuff and say, I don't know if I'm ever going to do anything with this. Do you want? Can you have a look? You know, can you genuinely play it and go, yeah, or yeah. I don't know if there's a good game in there. But the only way to find out is to get a whole bunch of people to play it. So one of the things that, I mean, obviously Esmia would like, given her little nerdgasm there, is loads and loads of spaceships flying around doing stuff, which I completely agree with. I think it's cool. Which the game can support, but it's those sort of like, you know, what are our pillars? What does the game need to do? And this is, we discovered in Witch It last night, one of the things that was cool, but the game had zero reason for you to do, is when you were following a hunter to try and hopefully them not notice you. And Sneaky Spaceships was good for that, because you could just fly along someone just going, I'm just a normal taxi, I'm just a normal taxi, and please don't even look at me, I'm just a normal taxi. And that was really cool. I really liked that. Even more so in VR. So I'm gonna sort of see if there is some, you know, another couple of days working to see if a game develops out of it. Right now it's just a fly around simulation.
There's lots of directions that it could go.
Yes.
And here we have been doing like the traffic control on who can join. I could easily imagine that when you're trying to be a taxi and you like request jogging, I guess with voice comms that could be tricky, but even like timing, like some preset textual message or some pre-recorded voice line.
Yeah, I mean, it depends This is so. What we were playing last night, Witcher, I think was very good on the surface. If they'd added in a points-based win-lose/scoring system, I think it would have been a fantastic game. Right now, we discovered the best thing you can do is to be something small, shove yourself into a corner, you're done. Still brilliant, still really enjoyable. We're definitely going back to it. Really, really good fun. But it could have been.
That's what you do if winning is all that you care about.
Yes. But as I say, it's a shame that they didn't encourage people to do stuff that's a lot more fun.
You mean like how I was going for what's the biggest prop I can be?
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. I mean, it wouldn't have taken a lot of work for them to
For an outhouse.
change it so you get 500 points of being the person with the biggest prop. You get 1,000 points of being the person with the biggest average prop, and it's not win or lose. You could lose the round, but get the highest score, and crow about that, and that would make the game a lot more interesting because then you'd have to do dangerous things. So I would like to encourage in my game, dangerous things are what get you wins. For instance, currently to win the game you have to blow up 4 fuel depots. All you have to do is go near them. After 10 seconds they blow up, but obviously everyone can see which fuel depot you've just blown up. They have a clue where you are. But there's nothing stopping you taking an hour to blow them up. So one of the scoring factors would be doing it quicker. So if you complete the game in 20 minutes, you obviously get a lot more points than completing it in 100 minutes. And so on and so on and so on.
There is something to be said that the werewolf type games don't include scoring so often, and the emergent soft gameplay is.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing to do was to. The problem with Witcher is they just copied Prop Hunt, where you win by not being found. You don't win by accomplishing a task. You didn't get found, you've won. Well done. You're the best. That's it. End of everything. Okay, we're at Stone here. Mega Planetary. Right now, by the way, when a vein runs out, I'm pretty much popping down a planetary station and asking it to request those same resources.
Planetary or interstellar?
Planetary, where appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Although, if for the extra cost, the interstellar ones are good because they do support 5 rather than 3.
Yeah.
But here we're at Stone. I'm pretty sure somewhere we are putting Stone on the network.
Refined or unrefined?
Unrefined, just honest to God, Stone.
It's a huge stash where I am on hot singles.
But I mean, in that case, Warlock, you fail if you take less than if you take more than that. That's it, fail. Taking more than an hour is an instant negative 10,000 points. There you go. Done. You've just put in a time limit for an hour. But I think so. I genuinely think that Witcher has done overall a great job, and it's not a million miles away from being absolutely fantastic. It's very good, but it could have been really, really good. Okay, well there is stone somewhere on the planetary network. Good. Well, the thing is, Warlock, it hasn't. In Witcher, the winning strategy is to just tuck away in the corner and not move. Brilliant. The best way to play the game is to not do anything for 4.5 minutes. That is a fail. But their movement's nice, their networking is nice, the rendering is nice. Overall, they've done a good job in the game. But they've gone with the concept of any witch makes it to the end of the round, witches win. Which is rubbish. Because, as I said, it encourages do nothing for several minutes. Yay, you win. You won by doing nothing.
I did notice that you don't get a lot of XP if you didn't do exciting things.
Yeah, that's cool, but then they need to make a lot more deal about that because
yes, exactly.
You might be right. I'm definitely not saying you're wrong, but I didn't really notice that. Therefore,
Didn't realise that if it was or something. Yeah.
yeah, therefore they didn't do a very good job of that. But imagine a game like somewhere between Witch It and Among Us. Among Us? Among Us. So
Yes.
you have to
Mungus.
achieve something. People have to work out who you are. You have to blend in and hide. That's the game I'm proposing. I mean, it's the game I've got. It's just a question of, is there a really good game idea in there, or is this just a kind of, oh yeah, that's nice, yeah. And that's the most difficult thing about writing computer games quite often, is working out whether or not there is a good game in there. And sometimes that good game emerges immediately. Sometimes a good game takes a long, long time to go there. What's that famous sculptor? He said sculpting was easy. All he did was he just looked at the shape inside the marble and then set it free. Yeah, right, Michelangelo. Very good. Yeah, I mean...
What does a Ninja Turtle have to do with anything?
He was also a Renaissance painter. That was proper multi-talented.
Ah, you're making that up.
Yeah. Okay,
Not on my Saturday morning cartoons.
I'm going to remove all this storage here now, Shaf, because otherwise the storage is being filled up from the logistics station. So we're just moving rock from one side of the planet to another. And there's every chance it would just end up going back again. This is good. This is clearing up.
There is a loop here.
Yeah, but what I mean is this one. He actually look, Shaf. Look where this one goes. It goes right into there, and then would promptly then got sent all the way back to, in fact it still will. We probably need to stop that too and hope it goes in somewhere else. I'll still supply all the rest of the stone that's in there, but obviously there's no point just sending it around in a big loop.
I think I just disconnect this. This is not doing much else.
You just disconnected all of the glass that runs all of our base. Could you connect that back up, please? You just disconnected our spaceships. You just disconnected our spaceships by doing that. So please reconnect. Right, now reconnect it with a sensible speed one, please. God damn, endgame, man, endgame. There we go. What? Do you not have the upgrade? Why don't you just use the upgrade?
I haven't had the habit of using that.
Right. So this stone feeds this little nothing here, and that's cool. And then that goes around in a circle, and that then comes to these glass makers. These glass makers then go into your Tower of Horror, which we can make smaller now, bet. And then that goes into this logistics station, which goes all the way across to our... Actually, no, I don't think it does. I think it actually... See this output pipe here? That goes all the way across to our spaceship launching station. So you disconnected it without fully understanding it. To be fair, I only know because I traced it through like 5 minutes ago going, do we care about this stone? I don't know where this stone is going. Is that just going to this massive pile of thingies? But yeah, that's okay. What in however many minutes this will have cleared down, we don't need this anymore, and that'd be cool. In fact, we don't need to go around there. Oh, sorry, I meant we don't need to go up there. I mean, quite frankly, I think everything in this game is cheap because there's nothing stopping you just waiting. Like, everything is infinitely cheap because you have infinite amount of time. Like, it's like it's expensive, just whatever material you're lacking, just go to a new planet and collect 10 times more of them, or 100 times more of them.
I've been trying to simplify Dora World, but for some reason I'm being baffled by it.
Yes, I know what you mean. I'm doing stuff that's obvious and easy, like empty storage plate containers. When you have all this coal. Now, this coal will be very useful in the next patch because you get through a lot of coal for applicators. Large amounts. Coal is on the planetary network. What does that need? Turbines. Wind turbines? No. Alright, so where are we? What are we waiting on? We're waiting on whites, I think. Whites is limited by... Ooh. I think we've finally got to the point where we are limited... Oh, because it's daytime. I think we're just about creating enough wibbly fibblies. What is it? Sparky do flips.
You can start importing unipolar magnets, by the way.
Ooh. 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 Not that useful, but ooh. Right, they're only used for one thing as far as I'm aware.
2 things, actually.
Oh, wow. Well, if they're used for 2 things, I'm all over it.
Fancy.
I will limit
Not
us to
much.
just 1,000 then. So it's used for planar filters, planar smelters. What's the other thing? What's the other thing?
Particle containers.
Article.
So it saves us on turbines and graphene.
Oh, is that the purple ones?
Yes, purple one.
The thing is, we're all set up for that now.
I know, right?
And graphene comes off of gas giants. And turbines, yeah, I suppose on turbines.
Turbines are a pain in the ass.
No, okay, Warlock, delete that. Shauka, don't read the chat. Don't encourage him.
I think that's not supposed to be a word of encouragement, but a word of warning.
The best thing is, though, it's
Like you
ridiculous.
don't
when
even know Shulka.
when you, it's like several.
Yellow one is not by me.
I think it was. I think you had set the tone at that point. No, stop it. Stop saying these things. Ignore him. Ignore the man in the white coat. And white coat. Oh, do we have them? Oh, we have several hundred of them here that I've been collecting for a long time. And all need to pop it into a planetary. Oh. Don't have very much inventory space either. Oh, particle containers are not usable as fuel. Should be, they look like fuel. That's particle containers there.
Has that ever stopped them before?
Oh man, we've got this whole run with no... Well, you kept that down. Oh, actually, maybe I can put more than 10,000 in. Oh. I just dropped that to... Oh, it's really not dropping very fast. I was just going to grab it. So these have been running for I do not know how many hours, collecting sparks here. I'll tell you what. I didn't know that I could just put stuff I don't want into the storage hopper, can't I? Databases. What databases do you think this game uses? Like, I'm telling you for nothing that World of Warcraft uses MySQL. So, some companies most certainly do off-the-shelf ones. An inventory is not a database. I mean, well, it's not a transactional database, I guess, is a slightly better way of phrasing that. Like, I mean, I guess it's a database, but you couldn't run queries on it or anything like that. It's not a database in any sort of...
Usually you are able to check what's in the inventory. Isn't that running a query on it?
No, well, yeah. I mean, I guess to a certain degree it is the absolute bare minimum of what constitutes a database. Sort of, but it's not a database. I mean, you can't run, you know, select all where star equals whatever. But
It doesn't optimize your routing of your query and your processing of your query and compile it, maybe.
like, I mean, an inventory is not complicated enough to warrant that sort of thing. I mean,
An array would do.
Yeah, exactly. An array will do. I mean, this is the thing, or a list. But this thing, Notch always was asked, "Are you using Octree or BSP?" And he goes, "I'm not. I'm just brute forcing it because it's fast enough, and there's no point in using an overly complicated system when there's no point to doing it." And we all know that comp sci students love to overcomplicate things. I refer you back to the code from earlier. And that is not a good thing. So, I mean, what you're doing there is you're overcomplicating it. An inventory is a list or an array of items. It's not a database. You need to be able to add things, remove things. You know, there's a handful of functions, but I mean, I could probably write one from scratch in about 10 minutes, assuming that an item was an already defined thing. Do I have another particle collider? I do. What a ass this is.
It's soil.
Yeah, you need to go somewhere like Hot Singles, or I mean, as Mia said, her one was quite nice.
How hot are those singles?
Well, they are in my area,
Oiling.
and I mean, if you like, I can just get some photos of them with my new thermal imaging camera, and you can have a look for yourself.
Ah. Fantastic.
One of my more memorable moments of my life was going to the toilet in a Burger King in Brighton, where there was a lot of drug problem. And one of the things they do is they light the toilets in ultraviolet light, not infrared, that wouldn't work, because you can't see your veins under ultraviolet light. But when you go for a wee in the urinals, this bright green neon liquid gushes out of your body, which is quite terrifying to see. So hence me thinking, I wonder what else looks good under thermal imaging. Subscribe to my OnlyFans for more.
Who's a fan of this spaghetti nonsense up on here? This is horrible. On Matty, it's got lots of spaghetti.
But at the North Pole.
No, I mean, they're just...
If that's at the North Pole, that's DJ.
No, I haven't been to Matty.
Oh.
Excuse me, our North Pole looks amazing.
No.
You know, there's a clear organization. There's the
I can't even get into the world, and I already know.
Oh, wow. So I went and got a load of this critical photons, and now we're actually backed up on making... So our limit now is the amount of research stations that I have got access to. I'm not sure how much bigger I can make this, but there's an awful lot of infrastructure in the way.
But we are not even researching anything. How do you know that research stations are the problem?
Because I can see how many white cubes we have stored. This is going to be a real pain. I don't believe from a distance of 4, which would be there. Oh, it's only 3 per wibbly dibbly as well. So this one requires 6 inputs, and this one requires a different 6 inputs. So I can run the black until here, but not past.
Is wibbly dibbly the scientific term?
It's a
Yes.
it's a Finnish term.
Ah.
For what?
You should know. You're
Thank you, Shoka.
as I said, one of my favourite things I ever saw on the internet was a video of the Swedish chef from the Muppet Show going, you know, "Flee-do-do-do-do-do." And the top comment was, "I'd like you all to know that I am Swedish and he is not speaking real Swedish."
Wonder what gave it away.
What? Why won't it let me connect? Right. So this should mean I can run the black Libby roulette to there. So this is the thing, after a while, I'm pretty much on the older parts of the level, I'm now doing factory idle levels of how much can I squeeze into this tiny little area. If you haven't played factory idle, highly recommend it. Absolutely.
I am going to
I'm
quit.
playing Ministry.
Or Ministry. Cool, okay. Well, I mean, so we are doing Snow Runner tomorrow. Obviously, it's 4 players, so first come, first served. And we'll see how broken or not it is.
Mm.
Well, that's not very positive. So I'm just going to get this hooked up because I have to be up, I'll say early tomorrow. I have to be up at a sensible time tomorrow, which is not my usual MO. But we will wrap tomorrow, as I said, with some Snow Runner. And I am away Thursday. So possibly we'll do our Live for Speed Friday. Honestly, if you've not played it with us, the modded cars we're using are hilarious and brilliant. It's not quite Wreckfest levels of awesomeness, but it's been really, really good. So more the merrier with those, as with all racing games, really. Again, anyone who's watching wants to play Live for Speed with us, it's an open server. Knock yourselves out.
Ooh.
Can I offload from that one to there?
Maybe.
Offload to there, and offload into the buffer, and then I can kill that. Get rid of all this.
I'll tell you how dedicated to factory idle I am.
I'm dedicated to factory.
Factory idle.
Factory idle is excellent.
I've actually got a little program I run before I shut the computer down. I set the factory idle on fast forward and use my bonus ticks up.
Ah.
I put the bonus tick counter into my shutdown program so that it shuts down after the bonus ticks have run out.
Oh, very posh. I'm not that organised.
You leave your computer on all the time, don't you?
I am getting better at sleeping. I mean, I don't know if you saw the picture of my computer from earlier, but as I said, the thing with the thermal imager, it does have the issue that everything it takes a photo of, it scales from the hottest to the coldest. But my computer does look like a nuclear bomb going off. That's my main rig, and that's my other rig. But yeah, they're not that warm to the touch. Obviously that's the exhaust, but it's like, yeah, I should shut my computer down more. Given the price of electricity at the minute, I think everybody needs to shut their computers down more. On the bright side though, we had the most wind turbine generation. It was a record over the last week, which is good. Also, over the last 12 months, wind turbines generated 20% of the UK's electricity. Let me phrase that another way. If we had 5 times as many wind turbines, we wouldn't need to bother with anything else.
Yes.
Which is...
We had a calm day.
No, on average 20%. The issue is obviously building 5 times as many wind turbines is actually not that hard. Certainly, considering a lot of ones we've got are old and rubbish. The issue is you do need about 65 gigawatt hours of battery backing. How much UK's got? How much battery storage UK? So we have 1.3 gigawatts. So, yeah, we need 60 times our current battery backing, and that will allow us to supply all of the energy for the country for a whole hour at the most absolute highest bit. Oh, that's just batteries. Apparently our energy storage in pipeline is 16 gigawatts. That's about 15 minutes at the highest level.
Wow.
And let's look. So we've got 1.6 gigawatts of batteries.
That's pretty impressive, though.
8.3 gigawatts have been given planning permission. 6 gigawatts of from compressed air, liquefied air, pumped hydro. Liquefied air, that's interesting. So you cool the air down. No, that can't be right. You're taking energy out of it. Oh, you cool it when you want to take energy out of it and heat it up when you put energy into it. Yeah. But yeah, I
just release it to heat it up.
Yeah, release it, heat it
No,
up.
explaining gas is to cool down.
It's the other way around. So you would heat the air up to store energy and then liquefy it, which takes energy out to release the energy.
Yeah.
This is one of those. I'm sure it's on Facebook. Somebody will be telling us how it doesn't work, but you know, this is the thing. You get people going, "Oh, it would never work," and other people going, "Well, it does work. It exists." It's like solar frickin' roadways. It's like they built them in Holland and they work fine. So there we go. Kind of end of discussion. We also talked about that actually, but they did. The Dutch government went, "This is a great thing." To be fair, they use them for cycle lanes, not for not for cars.
Roads, but that's still pretty clever.
6 in, 1 out. I don't work out how I can make more, apart from coming out at a different height, maybe. Or
you're using 25 gigawatts right now.
25 gigawatts. What?
25.61 gigawatts. Yeah.
So yeah, our peak ever is about 65 gigawatts. So right now we have enough battery storage, various storage types of to run the country for about half an hour at this point. If all the power went, if all of the wind turbines stopped. Bear in mind, in 2012 we only had 2 megawatts. So this is quite new. Really, this is all very new.
According to GridWatch, 45% is being provided by wind right now, 11.69 gigawatts.
Oh, I'm not in the slightest bit surprised. Have you seen it out there today?
Yeah. Well, there is a maximum speed you can run a wind turbine at, and then if you shut it down, don't you?
It's pretty high.
You get too windy.
It's like 80, 90 mile an hour winds. Well, let's look. Wind turbine fastest wind speed. What do they give up at? For the average wind turbine, the maximum possible speed is 130 miles an hour.
Wow.
Look out, people.
The highest ones will do 180. The low end ones are about 45 miles an hour. They want to spin at about 55 miles an hour. So 55 miles an hour is what you want, but if it's really, really gusty, it's not so good. Current wind turbines, they're projected for like a 40-year lifespan. They are monstrous, enormous things that sit offshore. We mentioned this before.
Blades are longer than a football pitch.
It's 200 meters, I think. Longest turbine blade, 240? 107. Oh yeah, 107, so 214 meters tip to tip. So yeah, 108 meters is the longest turbine blades. And it's they don't even need to spin very fast at this point. Like, it's just the end of it's not rotating very quickly. The end of it's obviously going quite fast. But yeah, that's madness. Those things are great. And each rotation of one of these, the biggest ones, each rotation supplies enough energy for 3 houses to run for 48 hours. I don't know why that's the unit of measurement they use. That's the unit of measurement the wind turbine industry uses. Number of houses running for 48 hours. I assume some default house.
So house hours.
It's probably an American. A large. What's it? A large boulder the size. No, was it a small boulder the size? No, was it? Oh, I don't have to find it. They did this most.
Come on, DJ.
Yes, here we go. The San Miguel Sheriff posted this picture. Hold on, image. They posted this picture on the internet with the accompanying text. A large boulder the size of a small boulder is completely blocking the lane. I think they meant a large rock the size of a small boulder.
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
It should be a large rock the size of a small boulder. Right, so if you guys can finish up anything you're doing, I need to head to bed because I need to be up into the morning. And I should be back tomorrow. Maybe a little bit late, but I'll be back. I'll be in touch, but I should be around. Thank you again for the Nebula devs to pop in.
Being like a helicopter to do with anything.
A helicopter retreating blade stall. You know what retreating blade stall is?
No. What?
I'll do you a quick. I'll do you a quick MS Paint thing. Why is this so small? Right. So when a helicopter is going forwards like this, the helicopter blades are spinning around. So one of the blades.
Yeah.
So let's say you're going forwards at 10 miles an hour, and the blades are spinning at 10 miles an hour. So this blade. So this part of the blade do it round. Yeah. This blade is going forwards at 20 miles an hour relative to the ground. This one is stopped relative to the ground. So you have the issue that when you go forwards fast enough, one of the blades is exceeding the speed of sound, and the other one isn't moving relative to the ground, is in fact going backwards and sucks the helicopter out of the air. It's called,
Oops.
it's called
I think wind speed is what you are referring to, rather than ground speed.
Wind speed, yeah. So this is assuming the air's not moving, yes. But yeah, ground speed. Yeah, retreating blade stall.
Sounds unpleasant.
This is why thingamajigs even exist. Chinooks, twin blades, because obviously that's fine because one of the blades is stalling, but one of the blades is going forward, so it's always fine. You know, dual rotors. I said dual rotors. You know, they're stacked on top of each other.
Yeah. They never told us about it when I learned to fix them, but
well,
I guess we don't really need to know about it.
No. I mean, basically, helicopters have a top speed because at one point the blades will shatter when you break the sound barrier, and in the other direction they will stall. Are we all good to stop? Have you all finished your various projects?
Their tasks.
About you. Yeah.
Cool. We'll carry on with the vein utilization. I'd like to get it down to 3 ore. I'm assuming that goes down, but it will be. We need to do it 10 times to get it down to. No, we need to do it 11 times, which is 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. 4 to 5 million white cubes. Our current white cube rate is
insufficient.
Yes, I mean that's a statement of obviousness. But let me just pop one down.
Oh, and I found a stash of solar sails being made.
Ah, good.
So offloading these on the start of the next Dyson Sphere thing might be a spectacle.
I mean, our solar sails are thick and fast up there. For our entire.
I have about 10,000 and some. Maybe about 20,000.
We'd need more launchers. Our Dyson Sphere, by the way, we are producing cells at 200 a minute, and we're actually doing.
Does it
pretty
still
well
say
on
lockdown? It sure does.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it says. Well, it will say lockdown, doesn't yet. I reckon
Yeah.
we are. I reckon now we're 25%, having done it for another 3 hours.
Give me a sec.
Right, I'll say goodnight, guys.
Okie dokie. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for
Alright.
popping in, Warlock. Always appreciated. Thank you for everyone. It's been an active chat night, and that's always the best.
You got to yell at a dev.
I didn't yell. I just told him that everything was his fault.
Ah.
Yelling. Incidentally, does anyone happen to know if the research speed reads 1 extra hashes per second, does that affect the generation of cubes? I don't think it does. I've just realised, by the way, I can do 1. Oh, now I need to get these 3. This is really, really awkward to mass produce because you need to get it's 6 in and 1 out. I can probably go up and over. I will have a think about it. They are. The swarm is constantly going in. We're not doing too badly. It's essentially we are sending up a lot during the day and a bit less during the nights. Right, and saved. Yes, Dora, I'm going to feed you now. So thank you for watching. Thank you all for the influx of new people, and
Thank you.
We'll be doing some slow driving around in the mud tomorrow.
And I'm off to Zenith.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I will also give you guys a poke, maybe this weekend, about sneaky spaceships. I want to get the toggles working, and I want to get the hand controls maybe working. But hopefully, as you saw the video, I did you a special video on the internet. Did you watch it?
Sorry, what?
I did you a special video.
You did?
I did a video just for you. I'll link it again. I'll link it in Lockdown Land channel. It was in the annex. There you go.
Oh, that one. Yes, I did see that. Very exciting.
I don't have enough. I kind of like the idea of having a whole bunch of toggle switches. The problem is, but this is what we should discuss. This very briefly, this will be a topic of discussion. Toggle switches are cool in VR. We should have lots of toggle switches. However, how does that work for a game that you could also play in 2D on a pad? Questions like that, you see. So we'll have a think. We'll do a video about a possible future project that I am quite excited about. But now I shall go to bed. Dora, make a noise, Dora. Staring at me.